And we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another week of news and things that have occurred in the realm of media. Yeah, I mean, two major things. Toy Story 5 is obviously out. What an exciting and terrifically interesting film that I'm sure we're going to spend many hours talking about because there's so much to say about Toy Story 5. House of the Dragon, that started again. Season 3, last night. That was an episode. Truly an
Indeed
episode it was.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, you know what? Since we're talking about Toy Story, let me pull up the slide.
Yeah, kick off on this one. So, am I the only one who's seen this?
Yeah,
You might be.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I know. I was just gonna say I remember the first one being really, really good, but I was a kid. Then I moved on. It wasn't really a franchise that I stuck with, but I assume there's some measure of quality for it to have come this far. But it seems like quality stopped here. It's over.
Well, no, it stopped in the last one. Toy Story 4 is appalling. And it was kind of wavering with 3. It's so. I mean, yeah, it's been an I had to rewatch all of them, obviously, for EFAP. So the first one, absolutely brilliant, really innovative, brand new technology, proof of concept, brilliant jokes, wonderful script, great characters, quite simple, wonderful film. Second one comes out, in every way an improvement. Writing's really good as well, and the technology is really confident. They know what they're doing. So Toy Story 2 probably it's up there in one of the best sequels ever made, I think. Toy Story 3 running out of material, but has a really nice send-off at the end that you can ignore the middle 3/5 of the movie, and just like watch the beginning and the end, and you get the entire like dump of quality from that movie. Toy Story 4, well, that comes out in 2019. It's been like more than about a decade. And like loads of stuff happens in media in that decade. Principally women. Women happen in that decade. Lots and lots of women, and they ruin everything. So Toy Story 4 comes along, and it's just, okay, remember all those characters you used to know and like? Well, they're gone now. Or they're relegated to the background, and we're going to fish out some random obscure female characters from the earlier movies. They're going to be in charge of everything. It's a female franchise now, wonderful. And then they break all the character arcs. Woody abandons his new child to go and find himself. It's really, really shit. And then 5 comes along, and 5 is like, well, you know, that's like that era's almost, it's on the wane, but we're still picking up the pieces. And so like it's a sequel. Obviously, a load of the bad shit from 4 is still in this one, being sort of continued. But this one just has to find whole new ways of being really crap. So its bold new idea is that it's going to be semi-political, is going to take on the subject of technology and how technology is ruining everybody's lives, except that it's incoherent. And obviously, it's contradictory because this is Pixar. Pixar is the last company to be saying that tech is bad. The basic idea is that this they get this proto iPad for the kid, and then the kid starts like obsessing on it, but all her friends are on it. Well, no, she has no friends. Okay, right. How do we even rant about this in an order? The kid is like 9, I think. She has no friends. Like, her parents don't set up any friendships for her. They just leave her alone in her room to play with toys, and then they get her an iPad, and they leave her alone in her room to play with the iPad. The iPad tries its best to make friends for her, because the iPad's actually kind of the hero of this story, but the film thinks it's a villain. It does its best, and it says to the toys, you know, like, you've done a terrible job, because she can't even speak to other people. What have you been teaching her? iPad makes connections. The friends bully this little kid. The iPad becomes suicidal and tries to kill itself, basically, or give itself away. And then the resolution is it's still safe for parents to ignore their kids. Just delete the chat function of your iPad and everything's cool now. So the movie's incoherent. The parents are the villains. The villain is a hero, and everybody else in it is just shit. Like, Buzz is portrayed as like a woman basically all the way throughout. Like, he's the bride at 2 different weddings, and Jessie, who is a female, is the leader of the group, and like Woody's just occasionally there, but not very often. And he abandons his kid again at the end.
Is that explicit with the fucking woke bullshit? You're gonna take iconic characters like that and just shove them to the side. Like, yes. This to me is shocking that they would do it with, you know, essentially a kid story. I don't know, when Disney does it with Star Wars, you kind of roll your eyes, you know what to expect at this point. But Woody and Buzz, like, how do you mess with that? You know, at this point, even if these movies have turned to shit, those 2 are iconic characters.
You've given them their arcs already, as Platoon said, with 1 through 3, and then 4. I don't know. I've never seen 4. I think I've seen 1 and 2, and I'll agree with this comment that was made. Never cared for Toy Story, not even the first one. Yeah, I'm kind of in that camp. I think it's a good movie. I think Toy Story 1, I can admit it's a very good movie, but it's not my cup of tea, you know? So I've never really pursued more than that.
I respect the concept. It's a cool concept. I just never needed
Mhm.
more than the first one for me. I just remember that being a complete story, and then I moved on from it. Because I was always very skeptical when it came to sequels, even when I was a kid. But Platoon, I was gonna say that your ending of that immediately, I got flashbacks from Dominion, Jurassic World Dominion, of just like when you bring some like OG iconic characters back and you just fucking toss them in the back like goobers. It's pretty frustrating to see.
I mean, yeah, having first ruined them. So the Woody's basic story throughout, 1 through 3 is that you have to. It's kind of semi-metaphor for parenthood itself. You have to learn when to let go, and you have to learn how to value the time that you had, and see the innate value and the love that you were able to give during the time when your child was a child and able to receive that love. But eventually you have to let it go. And it's actually more important, as is the story conclusion in 2, and to a degree 3, it is more important that you continue to, in a way, subordinate yourself to your child in that sense. Because 2 is all about how, Woody's aware that Andy is growing up and growing older and will one day become less interested in him. So is he going to go off and live in a museum where he gets permanent adoration from people who he meets once, and then they go through the museum, they admire his collection, and then they fuck off? Or is it better to go back knowing that your time is limited, but to provide everything that you have already provided for your kid, and to carry on doing that? And the resolution he comes to, and it redeems the other characters along with him as well, is that no, it's better to go and do right by this kid than it is to do right by yourself. That's kind of the most important lesson that 2 in particular teaches, and 3 does something similar. 4 comes along. Obviously, Andy grew up and left home in 3. They were given to a new kid, and the resolution of 4 is, oh no, you've done your time, so you should actually just go off and fuck girls and just leave kids behind. So it's weird, because if you carry on the parental metaphor, what the movie is telling you is that if you bring one kid to fruition and you have a second kid, you can abandon the second kid. That's all fine, because you've done your job once and that's all you need to do. It's fucking evil in many, many ways. And 5 is less evil, I think, but maybe slightly more incompetent and still totally incoherent, because it doesn't understand its own subject matter. These are not people who've understood what they're even really trying to say with technology. And the parents are not supposed to be the villains, but you watch this movie and you see how useless and rubbish they are. And the only conclusion you can draw, actually, is that the parents are the worst characters in it.
Looking up, is it the same people that made the original?
No, because that was one of the things about 4. 4 is so perfectly representative of its era, because before 4 even launches, John Lasseter, who's the one who created this whole thing, gets Me Too'd out of existence because he used to give people hugs, and some women didn't like that. So he got Me Too'd, cancelled, booted out of Pixar. Then 4 comes along, and it's just everything you would expect it to be for a film of that era. And this one, I don't think he's involved with either, because he's still semi-unpersoned. So this is just the continuity thing. Nobody involved in it really seemed to want to be. Like, if you see any interviews with Tom Hanks or anyone, he's always like, yeah, well, we gave him a good ending, and now we're doing it again. And if we're doing it, if we ever come back for 6, it's got to be for a really good reason. And so the implication is that 5 doesn't have one of those, and 4 doesn't really either. So
you can never. You can never take those people seriously, because actors, they'll say that like when they're in their prime, and then they'll come back and make Dark Fate like 20 years later, like Linda Hamilton and Ellen Ripley. I think she said the same thing. There needs to be a proper story if I'm ever going to come back, but then came back for Resurrection. Everyone's got a number. There's very few actors that are going to stick to it and understand what they achieved. Maybe like Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe seems like one of the OGs that would say, "Fuck you," like, I'm not damaging my own shit. But it's too rare. It's way too rare.
Yeah, I mean, Russell Crowe is at the point where he has enough money, and he's just chilling, and he doesn't really care about being in Hollywood's good graces. It feels like all the roles that he's been taking recently are just for fun. I mean, he did it was his Zeus in Love and Thunder.
Yeah, he was just fucking around.
Then he did the Pope's Exorcist. That was just like a weird fun movie as well. So yeah, he's just been taking really interesting roles.
Well, you know how a lot of actors don't even like to watch their own work. He's I'm not going to say he's the complete opposite, but I've heard his description of Master and Commander, and I'm like, wow, this guy understands what made that film great. It made me want to rewatch it. Like, I can't remember what the context was, but he was responding to someone who was calling it boring, and he broke down all the reasons why it's like a high quality film. And it's just nice to see an actor that knows like what's up.
We did that recently with Gladiator, and he was talking about Gladiator 2 in response to the interview question, and basically said, Gladiator 2 fundamentally missed the point of what everybody enjoys about the original, and then he gave a good explanation as to what people enjoy about the original, and he understands more about it than Ridley Scott did, evidently. So
what did he say again? There was no, like, the way he worded it was really, really
lost the moral core, I think, is what he said. It's like people ultimately, men want to be the man who will fight that hard to protect the person they love, and women want ultimately someone who will fight that hard to protect them, and that's kind of the moral center of that story. That's why he objected to putting in sex scenes with random other women in that movie, and then Gladiator 2 comes along and it's like, oh no, he did have one of those, but just off screen, so now he has a kid.
Are you serious? I didn't know that. That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. You just shit on the beautiful story that is the fundamental part of Gladiator. It's crazy, man. But yeah, I'm not surprised. Just disappointed.
It would be nice, more actors just were open about that and showed some love for and understanding of the thing. You don't get much of that in Toy Story 5, because I know, is it Tim Allen who does Buzz Lightyear? I always get the Tims confused. I think it's Tim Allen. He said that it was really important that they get Woody and Buzz's reunion right. And if you go into this movie, their reunion is, I missed you. And that's it. That's the reunion done. They spend the entire rest of the time arguing about which of them gets to be Jesse's deputy. Because that's their role in the movie. And that's every interaction they have is just, I'm her deputy. No, I'm her deputy. It's so lame.
I don't know, man. It feels like they don't know what to do anymore. They don't know what to say anymore in terms of the characters. As you said before, they've concluded everything with 1 through 3, and now it's just adding stuff on. But well, you know what? Let me check the box office for 4, because Toy Story, I feel like they're still making a lot of money.
Yeah, they make more each time. 4 made more than all the others, and 5, I think, is on track to make more than 4. And I think that even holds if you adjust for inflation, though I might be wrong about that.
And that's part of the reason they're gonna shit out another story. Like they're stuck.
$1 billion for Toy Story 4. Jesus.
Oh my god. Yeah, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere anytime soon.
I mean, they are getting more expensive, so there is that. I think the budget for this is like again, reported budgets are always like 200 to 250 million. Then you have to wait about a decade until the real numbers are released, and it turns out it costs like 700 million. But they're getting more expensive to make, which is funny given that the original was done on totally new technology for that film. So that's one reason to think maybe the bar has to be even higher. Maybe earning slightly more than 4 won't be seen as quite enough. And I do kind of wonder how many people will go back, because on the one hand, there is an irony with this film, which is that its tech is dangerous because you shouldn't abandon your kids to tech. But this movie's going to do really well because parents will abandon their kids to watch it. That's why this will do really well. But I do kind of wonder how many, particularly like young boys, so I think probably would get more out of the first 3, how much they get out of this one, given that it's so not for them. I mean, more so than, I don't know, we said that about a lot of more modern movies, that it doesn't seem to be for the male audience. This is particularly true of this Toy Story, and I think 4 as well. There's kind of nothing there. It's very, very centered on sort of the female demographic. There's nothing innately wrong with it. It's just that, it used to be at least trying to be universal, and now it's very much just a case of, nah, we're not doing universal. Women will spend more money. If you get them to do kind of a herd mentality thing, then they will spend more money than men will. So actually, maybe we should target them instead.
It's true, yeah, because I mean, Twilight is one of the clearest examples. 50 Shades of Grey as well is a very good example.
Those are for females, though. This was a IP that was for everybody. How many times have we seen this where they try to take something that's either neutral or for boys and try to force it into be a female IP, and it just turns to shit? Ocean's 12 or whatever it was, like that's one of the ones people forget, but like they tried the all girls version of everything you could think of, and I think that was shit.
8. Yeah, that was Ocean's 8 that they remade just with a woman. Then they had the George Clooney's cameo, I think, at the very, very end. Which, it was really, really, really mediocre, man. It's weird because it's true. They always take these things, but as Russell Crowe said, they just don't understand the core. That's the issue. And it's weird because Toy Story 5, based on what Platoon said, they don't understand it. Although I looked it up, and Andrew Stanton, who helped write the screenplay for the first movie, is actually the one who wrote and directed this one. So, yikes.
I don't know if he's very keen on coming back for another one either. Like, most of the quotes I've seen from them are all like, "Yeah, we could, but would we? I'm not sure." And it's often the way with screenwriters. They are successful because they move with the prevailing industry trends. So it was Disclosure Day being another good example of that, right? It's David Cope.
Yep.
And you look back at his older record, and it's impressive. Original Jurassic Park are written with Crichton, obviously. Yes, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man stuff, so all the way through the 90s and early 2000s, it's really good. And then you watch him decline, and he's responsible for Dial of Destiny, and he's responsible for Jurassic World Dominion. And it's like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, screenwriters are they're arguably more to blame for all of this than directors are. I always think it was a bit unfair to blame Spielberg for Disclosure Day because it clearly wasn't his fault. That script's just shit. And the same thing with this. I mean, the guy might have helped write the first one, but absent the rest of the writing team and absent the same conditions, it's been 30 years. So it's lots has changed in that period of time.
And it's interesting that they keep this animation style. I think someone in the chat was mentioning it earlier. The Pixar really can't be doing, well, Disney, well, they're the same thing now anyways. They can't be doing the old animation anymore simply because you just don't know how to do it. And I think it also taints the final product, not only because of the script writing, but because everything is very homogenized.
Yes.
And I think it's also gotten to the point where even the new styles of animation, for example, I think, into the Spider-Verse, it brought in that new change of frame rates and everything like that, and hand-drawn mixed with digital. And I remember saying back when it had first come out, I remember saying that now this is probably going to be the next thing that they do. And so now look at it, they followed but with TMNT. TMNT had the same style. And so they're just going to be continuing doing all of that and until the style is just fatigued. And I mean, just look at the new Shrek movie. The new Shrek movie looks terrible with new animation technology. It's just really, really bad.
Do you have any stories or IPs, shows, movies, any of those things from your childhood that you love just because the style? It's always got to be more than style. It's never going to be enough. Like the 90s Ninja Turtles worked because they, like, for one, the practical costumes that they had were fantastic, but the performances and everything, the chemistry, they just nailed the vibe of those movies. And it just, I don't know. I've never been interested in seeing the new ones because they just haven't, it seems like they haven't captured the heart.
Well, no, they haven't. And so the style, when it was first created back in the day, imposed really, really strict limits because, in Pixar's case, for example, early versions of this technology couldn't do extremely basic things, and that imposes limits on the writers that forces them to be extra creative. There's one example where in Toy Story 1, Sid burns Woody's head, and he has to go in. The original plan was Woody goes and dunks his head in a bucket of water. But the early version of this tech couldn't animate water. It was impossible. So what they did is they had him dunk his head in a bowl of cereal, and then you just see fucking Cheerios fly across the screen, and it's really funny. It works really well, and that only works because the limitation was there that they couldn't just do the lazier thing, which is he dunks his head in water. Now you get to the point where this tech can do anything and quite easily. So there's no equivalent limits, and the people in charge aren't trying to prove themselves in their careers anymore either. They've got nothing to prove here. The tech works, everybody knows it, and these people have had careers for ages. So there's no limitation, there's no real aspiration, and you lose a whole bunch of the really great sight gags and things like that from the first two Toy Story movies. So they're just not here anymore, and the movie looks like any other 3D animated thing. It looks too good almost. It's so less distinctive than it used to be. So all these things run their course. It's kind of inevitable. It's just that I don't even know that there's anything much replacing it. Like you mentioned Spider-Verse. When is that next Spider-Verse movie coming out? Is it ever coming out?
They finally announced it a couple of days ago. They said June of next year, so June 2027 is the official date that they announced. I think it was 3 or 4. I think they announced it this weekend or at the beginning of mid last week. So yeah, but I mean that's the problem. The key word here is animation, and they're going for photorealism every single time. And since you're going for photorealism, you're just losing animation. Someone in the chat had mentioned Emperor's New Groove. You have these weird character designs for people that are just human. There's the emphasis on the actions that you're doing. You just lose all of that. What makes animation compelling on a visual, in a visual level, since visual medium, you just lose all of that when you're going for the photorealism that they've been trying to do since I think 2013, I would say. Despicable Me was like one of the first to do that photorealism, you know, like the very refined thing, but still keeping the animation side of it. I think Despicable Me, the first one, did that really well. But now progressively, it's just like, oh, we're doing this. Look at the technology. It's looking so good. You know, it's the
you
same
lose the
problem with video
freedom.
games. Exactly.
You lose the freedom that you get with animation. That's why, like, picture 5 different animes in your head right now, and it would be like impossible to get them to live action in a way that'd be satisfying because you don't have the freedom of actually like drawing, you know, the shit on the page. It just makes a big difference. And I don't know, they seem to get lost in that. And then another problem is what happens with like Arcane. The animation in Arcane was phenomenal, but the story is what made it special. Those two together, and then in season 2 you can immediately see, oh, you think we're here for the visuals, okay, music video, okay, what about the characters, and what the fuck is happening? And just you lose your mind watching that season because you realize they don't understand what made it special. They think this is more important.
I mean, like one of my favorite animated films since I was a kid was Brother Bear. Not a lot of people talk about Brother Bear, but I think it's a really, really good blend of fantastic storytelling, really good animation, and like just overall a fantastic movie. And people in the chat are also mentioning Treasure Planet. Treasure Planet is quite unique. I remember because I interviewed the guy who did the art direction for Treasure Planet, who was also one of the directors of Batman the Animated Series, and so he was saying that, well, funnily enough, he said that he hated the concept of open deck ships up in space, which is interesting. But I told him that was like my favorite part of it. And someone else is mentioning Atlantis. Yeah, these are really good stories that we just don't have anymore for children, because I feel like they underestimate children in general nowadays. They underestimate children's intelligence, and because of that, they're just not putting any effort. And also, just on the public people side, we're also rewarding them because how many cartoons just surpass 1 billion like that, you know? So instead of speaking with our wallets, we're not really doing well. I'm speaking with my wallet. I don't really have kids to take to the theater, but I can understand if, you know, you're a parent, the only cartoon in theaters, you want to take your kids there, but it's not really made for them anymore. That's the big issue. You had people who had that intelligence to do something great for adults and to do something great to give good moral stories to kids. And I mean, The Incredibles is one of the best examples of that. I loved watching it as a kid. When I grew up and I rewatched it, you get all the subtext of like the divorce and all that stuff. She thinks that she's cheating on him, and it's just really, really good. It's no, I don't have any unofficial children. Okay.
Do you know it for sure?
that I know of. All right. You know, you never know, man. Jon Snow might pop up and say, "Hey, I'm your bastard" one day. But yeah, we just the art of animated movies that can be enjoyed by adults and kids is just something that has been lost progressively over the past decade.
Yeah,
they have no faith in
rewatching the original Toy Stories. There's a whole bunch of stuff because I hadn't seen any of them in years, probably more than a decade at that point. And I remembered enjoying them, but not enough to rewatch them regularly, and going back and realizing, oh no, there's a whole bunch of stuff here that I just didn't detect as a kid. You know, and it used to be the way that all kids stuff was done. It was sort of on the understanding that parents would be taking their kids, and so it needs to have something for the adults as well. That used to be the default understanding. The number of like adult jokes you find in Pokemon, for example, is kind of extraordinary when you actually go looking for them. There's a whole bunch of like basically overt sex jokes in that anime that you just don't pick up on when you're 9 years old and watching it. And it's really funny. But now it's stuff for kids is just designed. It's almost like a circus. You stick your kids there to watch the clown creatures, and then you just either fall asleep or you leave.
Them in. You plug them in, like they're supposed to be, like there's no critical thinking involved and there's nothing to be gained from it, when it never used to be that way whatsoever. They've completely lost touch with what storytelling can be, and it's just a way to shut your kid off for 40 minutes so you can go do your thing.
I remember like one of the ones that I really enjoyed, the last one that I saw at the cinema that I really enjoyed was the Lego Batman movie. And I just walked in there randomly because I was working at the cinema at the time, so I could just walk in. So I just walked in during my break and I watched it, and like I was laughing my ass off. Just only kids and with their parents, sometimes kids alone. I was laughing my ass off in the theater. They probably thought I was crazy, but like the Lego movies, they're still really good. You know, the Lego Batman movie, Lego Ninjago, 50-50. But the rest of them, like, you can watch them as a kid, you can watch them as an adult, you can grow up with them, and you can really, really enjoy it. And someone in the chat, Berserker Goji, said the Leica movies. Leica, I think they're really, they're still trying to push that aspect of animated storytelling. But the only issue with Leica is that they take a lot of time to make their movies. That's just due to the nature of how they make their movies with the stop motion. So yeah.
Well, I can even use a recent example. I got put onto an anime called Witch Hat Atelier, and gorgeously animated, but I didn't even really appreciate it until I got hooked on the story. It's just a massive part of it, and they need to, I don't know, they need to remember how important that synergy is. It's frustrating, but that easy recommendation if anyone wants anime to watch. It's pretty interesting. So a really cool magic system as well. Yeah, which is a big thing.
I'll actually check it out just for the magic system, man.
No, just quick premise. The idea is magic isn't just something witches can do. It's the secret is it's literally they're drawn rather than casted. So it's penmanship and learning the spells and learning every aspect of it is like a really big part of the show, and it just makes I don't know. I can't believe I've seen so many things with magic, yet this idea is so new and so refreshing. And like, if you're good with straight lines, or if you're good with like you know, round lines, it's just, I don't know. It's anyone go check it out. I'm butchering the description of it, but it's one of the most original magic systems I've seen in a long time. And once I got hooked on that is when I realized, okay, wait a minute, this is also gorgeous as well. I wouldn't have watched this show just because it was pretty. You know, that's the point I'm trying to make.
Of course. And even now you've got a lot of not anime, but like Chinese animation. A lot of it is like really, really good looking animation, but a ton of them is just really bland. That's the only thing. So it's just carried by its animation, which isn't good. So at least the Japanese are still doing that, even though of course it's not a ton of the anime that we get that are, you know, 10 out of 10s or 8 out of 10s or 9 out of 10s, because there's just so much volume. It's kind of like horror in that aspect.
You took it, literally ripped that out of my mouth. I always say that anime and horror, 99% of it shite. But then when you find a good one, tell everyone about it. Like I did with Witch Hat. Witch Hat is really cool, and I'm like, this show is really good and could potentially be great. And like it's waiting to just explode, and it could go either direction. And but it's the type of anime I never would have gotten into. But it's just nice to see there's still creative ideas out there. And then you look at Disney and all this crap; it's just unacceptable, you know. So yeah, go check that show out.
Oh, nice. Well, so what do you guys think the predictions? What do you guys predict Toy Story is going to make? Considering Toy Story 4 made $1 billion, just over $1 billion, and right now Toy Story 5 is at 310 mil worldwide on its first weekend.
Yeah, I mean it's over $1 billion. It's going to be like 1 point. It might tail off by the end, maybe like 1.2, 1.3.
Probably, yeah. Because anyways, I don't think it has too much competition going in terms of animated movies for now. Minions, I think, comes out next week. I'm not too sure. So that will probably
make $1 billion.
Oh, definitely.
Minions movies are ridiculous.
They always make so much money, man. Since the first Despicable Me, hey, French people did that movie, man. Despicable Me 1, 2, 3, and Minions. So French people invented the Minions, man.
They tapped into something with those Minion fellas, man. Like I don't understand why they're so popular. I see them everywhere. It's just one of those things that just clicked, I guess. You know, I don't know anything about Minions. I'll never watch it, but it clearly appeals to children.
George Lucas has been cast in. Is it this upcoming one or like the next one they're making?
I think it's in the upcoming one.
Yeah,
probably
he really likes the man who gave us Jar Jar Binks likes Minions, which I think tells me all I need to know about the Minions.
Isn't he like 100 years old? What's George doing up there?
He's 80 something. He's looking good for his age though. Like he's lost his weird neck thing.
Yeah. Yeah, plus the poses that he had in his in the gallery that he's opening up, man, in the museum that he's opening up, man. Dude still has that shit on. He's still looking fresh.
Well, speaking of another George that's old as fuck, how do you think old Mr. Martin felt about last night's episode?
Let me pull up the slide for that. There you go.
Well, first, I mean, has everybody seen this? Uninspired, did you get a chance to see it? No,
I stopped after season 1.
Oh, you may have made the right decision.
Possibly.
Oh, really?
Possibly.
Brooks, you were telling me watch season 2 for season 3, dude.
Yeah, watch season 2 for season 3. I still would say that even now because I see how it goes. But I will. But I think I can speak. I haven't even spoken to Platoon yet, but I confidently think I can speak for both of us. This was. I'm being polite when I say this is the ultimate mixed bag. Like there's good, bad, shit, cringe. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Some really good, cinematography, some really shit cinematography. It's like I don't think I've ever seen such a mixed bag in my life. And I went directly from arguing about Batman last night on Niet stream to watching this episode, and it was like such a mind fuck of a night. But women ruin everything. They fuck everything up. They they shit the bed. It's just, a woman. A woman. Ew, ban her. Ban her.
Oh my god, creature. Woman. Oh my god.
Burn it with fire.
There you go. She's gone.
All right, so it's what did they Platoon take over? What have they done?
He says it's a mixed bag, and I've heard the mixed bag take. I have a feeling that every single consequential thing from this episode is bad. So the good stuff is the stuff that's going to lead either nowhere or it's going to lead to way less important places than the bad stuff does. So I'm almost hesitant even to call it a mixed bag, just because, I mean, it's been a while since I read Fire and Blood, but I have read Fire and Blood, so I know where it's supposed to be going. The good stuff is like principally limited to visual effects. And Corliss, after 3 seasons, finally gets on a boat.
And finally, man, the boat man. His name is the Sea Snake, and this motherfucker hasn't been on a boat in like 3 seasons. We haven't seen any of this.
Also, Philosophy Tube dies. That's also good. I like that too.
Oh, that was a satisfying kill. This is what I mean. I feel like, even though I was being generous saying it, you have to call it a mixed bag because there are satisfying moments. There's certain aspects of it that worked. You can see the vision there, but it got absolutely obliterated by one specific choice. And there's a lot of things that were like, go ahead.
I'd say more than one specific choice, and there's a few of them in this. There's one, the one very particular one. Chat, if you don't want spoilers, fuck off.
Yeah,
we're now going into spoilers.
Bye.
So the main one that I'm sure everyone is mostly complaining about, to the extent they're complaining about it, is obviously going to be Rhaena,
the retarded Targaryen,
is now responsible for killing Jace. This is extremely retarded in every conceivable way. She's horrible. I hate her, and I never want to see her again.
She's below Masara now. She's one of the worst characters in all of fiction. She's one of the stupidest people I've ever seen.
You thought, she was boring when she was running around in season 2 through fields endlessly? Well, at least she wasn't doing any damage, but now she
didn't
is.
ruin the war with her fucking stupid face. Like, she is okay. For anyone who has no idea what we're talking about, the Targaryen families can control dragons, and they usually have a dragon pretty much from birth that they grow up with. This chick sucks, so her dragon egg didn't hatch because she's shit. And her whole character is, I want a fucking dragon. You have a dragon. I want a dragon. She gets sent on a mission that's extremely important, and she abandons kids that needed her to go chase some wild dragon in the fucking mountains. Almost gets herself fucking killed because she's done this a million times. She hops on this fucking dragon, and then she goes and fucking like attacks her own army and basically like kills her brother-in-law.
Well, I mean,
like,
there's a whole bunch of portal shit. It's like she manages to get from the Vale to Dragonstone within about 20 minutes while this battle's ongoing. She arrives. She's only just managed to get on this dragon, which she's been terrified of and she can't control, and she knows she can't control it. And then she sees the battle happening off in the distance and thinks, right, now I'm going to take this dragon I can't control to help out. And so the way this is supposed to go, and by supposed I'm taking, obviously, from what I remember of the book anyway, she doesn't get Sheep Stealer, that's Nettles. Nettles is a character who's not in this at all. It's one of the things that George R. R. Martin was not very happy about. None of this happens. So he wrote that blog post, is it Beware the Butterflies? And then he deleted it. The basic premise of which is you really have to be very, very careful if you're adapting anything. That, you know, what you consider to be a small change is going to have these huge consequences unless you're really, really careful. And he hates Ryan Condal, who does House of the Dragon, because Ryan Condal is a moron and doesn't understand this point. It's not just the Nettles change, it's also the Rhaenyra change, but there's a whole bunch of things changed in the lead up to this, which force you into what should be a major battle where it's highly strategic and the consequences are tragic, but understandable. They have to inject this random chaos element, which is entirely unsatisfying because they've changed so much. So in the book, by this point, Rhaenyra is kind of a wreck. She's miserable. She's a recluse, and she's been checked out of most of the war planning for ages. By the time
is she retarded like she is in the show, though?
No, she's not retarded. She's like an old and increasingly fat and miserable person who is so broken by the loss of Lucerys in particular that like she essentially just cedes the authority over her entire kingdom to Jace, and then Jace is the one who organizes all the war stuff. He does all the councils. He leads a bunch of like battles. He's like a precursor to Robb Stark in Game of Thrones in like his overall arc. She's not involved, but the show thinks that Rhaenyra is a hero and it really likes her. So the show changes all of that. She's not a miserable recluse. Now she is like a bold, imaginative, brilliant, go-get-'em type person who wants to be involved in all the fighting and making all the decisions. The problem is you then have to come up with a reason why she's not going to be involved in the Battle of the Gullet, because the book had a reason. You can't use that reason. You have to come up with a new reason. Their new reason is she got locked in her own bedroom by her own Queensguard.
I was yelling at the screen. So Loris, what are you doing? Are you trying to get eaten? Are you trying to get fed to a dragon? He would never do that. He wouldn't let Jace overrule the queen. I was freaking out. I was like, it's incredibly frustrating when you see characters established, and portrayed in a specific way. You know exactly what their traits are and what rules they would follow, and they just completely betray that for one specific scene to have this complete nonsensical thing. The Queen of the Seven Kingdoms gets trapped in her bedroom like a child. That's how they stopped her from going. It's so stupid.
And the argument that Jacaerys uses is to the Queen's guys like, you swore to protect her, and that includes protecting her from herself. It's like,
no, and he had no comeback.
That is the definition of treason. That's what you're committing. That's what you're asking him to do.
That should have been a whole scene back and forth, but he just goes, okay.
Oh, it shouldn't have happened. The entire thing is absurd. What the show thinks is happening is that, Rhaenyra is a hero, and she's just, nobody realizes how amazing she is. And so, like, everyone is prepared to go along with locking her in her own bedroom because women or something. That's what the show thinks the reason is. That's not a good enough reason. I don't believe that the Queensguard would voluntarily commit treason against their own queen because a prince wants to commit treason. Think of like any other event in Game of Thrones, like all the stuff that Joffrey does. At no point did anyone turn to his Kingsguard and say, you know what, you also are duty bound to protect him from himself, so don't do anything about that.
They would
ignore him completely and lock him in his bedroom. That's not how this works. So that's already slightly broken. And then that's just to keep Rhaenyra out of the battle. But then obviously Jay still has to go to the battle. But because then we've lost all of the experience he sort of gains from the book, you lose a whole bunch of his arc. It goes from, in the book, like he's having to do all of this because his mother won't do it, to now she's stopped him doing it, so he's not ready, which is not the same thing. And I think it makes his death less satisfying as a result, because he's thrust into this extremely dangerous circumstance in the book, and he does absolutely the best thing he can, but he's ultimately still young and he's ultimately still inexperienced. He flies too low, and it's a mere lucky shot that takes him out in the book, and that's how it's gone. That's sort of the additional tragedy, is his mother couldn't step up, so he stepped up in her place and he did everything he could, but he's young and so he dies. Whereas this is now, Rhaenyra stopped him, and then he locks her in a bedroom. After the last line she says to him, he says, like, what happens if you die? And she just says, oh, you can be king then. And then she fucking
you'll finally be king. Slams the door in his face.
Yeah. And then it's not enough either to have him, going on this arc where he is doing his absolute best, gets into a fight, and just by the unfortunate luck of circumstance gets killed. Now it's like, no, he's doing kind of well, even though he's not really been involved or experiencing any of this stuff. And instead of it just being a tragic lucky shot that takes him out, now it's just the additional chaos element of Rhaena, who's just, why? Why did they make this decision?
Why? I've been saying that to myself all day. It's the most jarring decision.
She has to be so fucking dumb to make the decisions that she makes all the way through.
She's absolutely retarded. There's no other way. It's just retarded Targaryen. It screws up so many things, because the aftermath of this is there's no way they're going to be able to make it satisfying in terms of the conversations that should take place. She fucking destroyed the future of the kingdom. He's the heir to the Iron Throne potentially. I don't know. Other than her being eaten by the dragon, that's the only satisfying ending I would want from this. I still just feel like, based on what they have to replace with Nettles, they're probably not going to do that. It's going to be this wonky, bizarre path that they have to take because of this choice, when they could have went in so many other ways. It's unbelievably frustrating, and it's when you're trying. We've been waiting for this battle for 2 years. It's supposed to be one of the biggest battles in the whole entire series, and when something so stupid happens that you're yelling at the screen, you're also laughing, and I shouldn't be laughing in the middle of a battle in terms of how goofy the dialogue is. That's my sister. Like it's just, come on, what are you doing? We know this. We could, like, even if you've never even seen the show, you see 2 light-skinned bitches with white hair on dragons, you can assume they're fucking related. What the hell's going on here? There's so many different ways they could have made that work, and they fucked it up completely with that Reyna thing. And I don't even have the book context that you have.
I think Reyna has done arguably more damage to her own side than Aemond and Vhagar have.
Yes. Like, Rook's Rest was like 50-50. This was a disaster.
He accidentally kills Lucerys. She accidentally kills the actual heir to the throne and like basically the last surviving of the original generation of Rhaenyra's kids. So if the show then takes any kind of similar direction to where the book goes, and like she does actually spiral into a depression because of this, that's all Rhaenyra's fault. So I'm looking forward to that conversation happening. And then of course, because like it's like Jacaerys is her sister's boyfriend basically, or like they're due to be wed. So now that's got to have like a fucking long conversation between sisters, which I wonder if they're even going to remember to do.
That's the only thing I'm hoping though, Savage, because the potential drama from your sister just killed your fiance and destroyed the fucking hope of winning this battle. It's an insane, colossal situation, and if they could salvage some entertainment from this, I would be really, really like. You know, I would want something. Well, because what do we have? We're picking up the pieces now at this point. And I was gonna say, Jon, Baelor, Lucerys, Jacaerys, is every dark-haired Targaryen's destiny just to get fucked over? Is there anyone else that actually has a good story when it comes to that shit? It's insane. Because I love the whole bastard aspect of this shit. The bastard characters are consistently interesting.
Yeah.
But why do they never have a fucking proper payoff? Because when he died, I just was immediately thinking, I don't even have the book context that you have, but I know this is incomplete. I needed more Jacaerys. He's one of the only like truly likable characters right now in terms of not being a fucking idiot or a monster. You know?
And that's probably worth stressing, really, is that he's absolutely right. And all of Rhaenyra's council are right based on the information they have, because she doesn't tell them anything. So this episode kicks off with her saying, oh, I wonder if Alicent was serious when she basically came all the way here at great risk to herself and offered to give me the city. Everyone's response to that, quite justifiably, is fuck off. No,
are you fucking drunk? Like, seriously, your whole council tells you, bitch, you're crazy. And she doesn't even question it for a second. And I'm like, no, this is, you can't. You had a chance to redeem her and you needed to do a quick. Do you remember the fucking angry face she ended season 1 with? I'm like, yes, we're getting Darth Rhaenyra. It's going down. And she's been a fucking twat ever since. Like, it's just no idea what she's doing. And like, I'm a bit softer on the adaptation changes because we have a fundamentally different Viserys. We should have a fundamentally different Rhaenyra. I'm not a fan of the people who think she should be 1-to-1 for the book. Yeah. I don't want her to be fucking brain dead though. Like, bitch, like, open your eyes. Look, you. How many Kingsguard do you have to get killed for your stupid plans? And oh, geez, the dragon seeds, platoon.
Well, where were they? That's the question.
Hello?
Like, yeah, in the book battle, they're all there, and so and Nettles is there as well, and Nettles has already got Sheepstealer, but they aren't the chaos element in that battle. She doesn't lose control of Sheepstealer and end up attacking her own side. They're all there. But in this show, it's like they've sent them off, the Dragon Seed. They're off waiting for Aemond and Vhagar to arrive near Harrenhal. And then they're complaining about which one is it? Not Ulf, the other one. Anyway, they're complaining about having been waiting for ages, nothing to do. Then the witch just appears and says, "Oh, you should fuck off back to Dragonstone because there's a fight you're missing." But unlike Rhaenyra, who can teleport, they don't show up. So I don't know where they are at this point. I guess we'll find out in the next episode.
There was no urgency from either of the three, and I was just like, "Are you kidding me? You have so much potential to establish their characters here." And no reaction to hearing that you could potentially be in danger, like regardless of who this person is, witch or not, or someone who popped out of a bush from their perspective, it's still something that at least Adam of Hall, he should have been like alerted or something. I don't know. I just feel like that was a complete waste of a scene, and now I don't have as much faith in those characters being handled well. Because I really liked Hugh, like him capturing Vermouth, like the idea of these dragon scenes, like watching characters capture dragons or like or claim them. They've managed to make every single one of them interesting. until Bela
Yes.
or Reyna. Sorry,
something extremely important has to happen with two of them in particular. That the show has belatedly, I think, started saying, okay, we actually do need to set this up when it happens, because otherwise it's going to be insane. And so that's a lot of what the scene we do get is pure setup. That you have to understand the psychology of the three generally, but of one in particular, in order to understand what's going presumably to happen at some point down the line, assuming they adapt it properly, which they have to. It's so structurally important, you can't not do it. So you have to understand about them that they are not satisfied in their current position, and actually, it's the preceding line before that scene is about if we forget. It's one of Christian Cole's lines about better lines actually as well. If you forget,
one of the better parts of the episode.
We'll all we all become monsters in the end, but not if we cling to our principles. And then you have to cut to these guys, and obviously what you're supposed to infer from that juxtaposition is that actually one of these particularly has no principles, and one is debatable and one does have principles. And so that's I think I wouldn't necessarily criticize the scene just because I knew where it's supposed to be going, but in the context of the episode it does feel like, okay, that's a lot of time wasted.
No, I can see what they achieved there. I feel they could have achieved way more in a short amount of time, specifically just by showing their reaction to that news, because I find it bizarre that all three of them there was barely anything. But I don't know, maybe I'll feel differently when I rewatch it. I will say though, like, for all the criticism we're giving it, there still are really good moments in this, and the Kristen Cole exchange with his name's what's his name again?
Gawain, is it?
Gawain, yes, Gawain. Slowly, Gawain is legitimate, especially with Jacaerys dead. He's actually one of my favorite characters right now in terms of like altruistic, decent people. He reminds me of Dunk, but he's just tiny. You know what I mean? He's got a good heart on him, and his exchanges with Cole, especially with Otto being in the Shadow Realm, is like really, really, really just like, that's what's keeping me alive in terms of like quality exchanges. Because we're not here for battles and dragons. We're here for the clever dialogue and the politics and the back and forth.
The stuff that makes the battles interesting.
Yes, and we're losing pieces of that while getting a battle that was botched by a fucking retarded grenade in a way that's it's a meme. It's been 24 hours and it's already going to be a meme in terms of like, it has to be, and you put that with Daenerys, Rhaenys, and all the other stupid things that women have done in Westeros. They just it's insane.
It's funny to think of it as well, right? Because like the show in season 1 even was talking about how it had Rhaenys say stuff like the men will never let a woman inherit the throne. And
that made sense at the time.
It made sense in the context of the world and with her past experience. But the show kind of favors that line in a meta sense. It does believe that Rhaenyra is a hero. It does believe that women are unfairly hard done by in this universe. But actually, if you rack it up and actually tally it, women are responsible for basically every genocide in Westeros that we've seen.
Yes,
the kill count between
do the math.
Cersei probably killed more people than the Night King did, for one thing. Then you combine her with Daenerys, and you combine those two with Rhaenys trampling on those poor mothers. And
the mothers. Think about the mothers, dude.
And Rhaenyra is going to get probably some kills of her own at some point coming up as well.
She is going to top the chart. I know they're waiting to have Rhaenyra do some stupid. Basically, this character is just being primed and ready to do something stupid that's going to destroy the entire Targaryen family, and that's kind of we're getting closer to it. I just hope Daemon does something cool in between, because what the hell is happening? I'm not saying I've lost all faith, but I'm like, we're on a creaky ship right now. Season 1, we're never getting to that Viserys top tier quality ever again, for sure. Episode 7 and 8 of season 1 are like masterpieces. They reached a high level in those two that just transcended the entire season, and they haven't touched that since. Rook's Rest was pretty cool, but I don't know. I just don't think we're getting back to the platoon. I'm not sure. How do you feel?
No, I mean, I think Rook's Rest is probably still, I say, probably is the best battle certainly in House of the Dragon. But that's because so much of it is set up, and at that point, the Black's Council isn't a total joke yet. So but the more people that we lose from the Black's Council, the worse it gets, because the more it's just Rhaenyra. So, and she's so shit. I want
to like her so much. I really like her story
and
everything that's been set up. I loved her in season 1. I wanted to like her in season 2. I like a lot of her argument with Daemon in season 2 was the last great Rhaenyra scene, probably, that I could think of.
Yeah.
Next thing you know is her being a retard, making out with fucking the White Worm. Like, what are you doing, bitch? And getting all of her crew killed.
We're gonna lose some of the great interactions that you're supposed to have with her and Daemon, because another reason that Nettles not being there really damages the overall story is that Nettles and Damon are supposed to have they form a really, really close relationship to the point where they even become lovers. And Rhaenyra as she declines and becomes more and more embittered and mad, sort of gets. I can spoil all this because this isn't happening because Nettles doesn't exist. She's got what's her name, the white woman in her ear, telling her that Damon, Miss Arya, she kind of spreads poison about Damon and Nettles, and so Rhaenyra orders that Nettles be killed because she thinks she's stolen my husband, and B, like she's turning him against me. This is all part of Rhaenyra's growing paranoia, and Damon, without going against direct orders, basically sends Nettles away to safety, and then she's one of the only characters who ends that story unaccounted for, that you don't know where she goes. And it's tied into the later kind of mythologies of the Vale, because some of the mountain tribes that Tyrion encounters in Game of Thrones worship this strange fire queen, who one of the theories goes is actually Nettles, who goes back into the mountains to hide, and all of that's there, but Nettles doesn't exist, so we can't do that. So then you lose all of the really interesting potential dialogue between Rhaenyra and Damon about that.
You're telling me we lost that potentially interesting character that sounds awesome for fucking Rhaena? You're kidding me. The stupidest chick I've ever. Oh my god! This hurts. This hurts so much more now that I know the context. What the hell were they thinking? Because I just remember, throughout the season, just thinking your whole character is I want a dragon. This better be an amazing payoff, because we've already had so many other cool payoffs with people claiming or finding dragons. And this is what you came up with. It's a black eye on the series, no matter what happens going forward.
Yeah. I mean, the dragon looks cool, at least. I like this design.
Fucking fantastic. None of this is let me just make this clear. This is not the dragon's fault. The dragon, he's just being a dragon, all right? He looks unbelievable. The detail they've put into making them look different with his underbite and his raggedy wings and all these you can look up in the sky from miles away and you can tell which dragon it is if you're actually paying attention to this show, which I just love those details. And there's still some good things. So what about the praises? What can we definitively praise? There's got to be a few moments that you had in mind, because I liked a lot of this. What's her face's death was satisfying and thematically on point. I'd say the right person being there. Yeah, but that's
his philosophy tube. I'm not sure that's really a compliment to the writing.
Yeah.
I mean, watching Corlys do some sailing, it's quite basic in the sense, but at least it shows that he is good at his job. Sort of semi rebuilding the relationship with his son, that's nice enough, I guess. I wouldn't say it's a high, but it's a comparative high.
It's a start. They need more of those two for sure.
What else happens?
What did you think of the Lannister battle being cut off? Jason Lannister's just gone? What the hell? I like that guy. How are you gonna kill him off screen? You just throw his head onto the field. What? And Tylan is potentially out too. You can't wipe out the Lannister twins.
Got to come back. Yeah,
he has to come back. I like I liked both, and I love that one actor is playing them both so distinctly. It's an impressive work, and that's not the payoff I was looking for. It felt like we almost missed an episode there. And normally when they do this, how they did the Brackens and the Blackwoods, how they did the battle with the Lannisters and Robb Stark, they usually find a smooth way to skip the battles but give us the context that we need. This one felt jarring. Why is Daemon covered in blood? He was just cheering my queen at Harrenhal, and now suddenly he's here. It's just, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
It's in the remember this section of the episode. So most of the opening, almost maybe the opening 40 minutes, is actually designed just to say, hey, this is where we left off in season 2. And the end of that battle, that battle is really just to remind you that the Northmen are coming down, the Greybeards, they've arrived. Yeah. So we have to remind everyone that Daemon has an army, the Greybeards are coming, they've joined up, so they have an army too. That's really all that fight's there for. So I mean, it would have been cool, I guess, to see it, but it's not narratively significant. So if you're going to skip any battle, that's probably one to skip.
Maybe it's just my bias. There's not enough Daemon in this episode. It's just
there is that.
Yeah,
too much fucking Rhaenyra being a fucking moron and oh god, I almost called her Nettles. It's going to keep doing that. Rhaenyra being a twat. And then you've got the other remember this section is you have Laris and Aegon, who are sort of. I don't really like that bit either, to be honest. I think that's silly.
What the hell is going on? Is Varys retarded or betraying him? because either one is
really clever, and he's supposed to. Like, you would almost wonder watching it, like did he plan to get captured? But like, that, I don't think they've realized that. So it's like their entire plan for avoiding capture is just to hope that no one spots them.
I couldn't believe that it was that simple. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you wouldn't have explained this to Aegon in this situation. Like, how they could have died. They should have died right there on the spot. There's so many ways that should have went. Yeah, it's, and I like the dialogue, the little banter, because Aegon is just like, he's just, the actor is just carrying it. He's just really, really entertaining. And I'm kind of curious to see what happens to him. Like, but what the fuck was that? Like, I don't know. The supervillain they set up in season 1 with Loras just hasn't played out. He's been the foot guy, and then he's just been in the background ever since. I don't know. Yeah, the names: Daemon, Vaemon, Aemon, Aegon the baby, Aegon the bastard, Aegon the conqueror. Like, it's Aemon. Like, there's somehow being able to separate them all in your head. The show earns that. I'll tell you that. Like, you at first it's like, what the fuck are all these? But you slowly learn the difference between Baela, Rhaena, Rhaenyra, and Rhaenys, because
that's really because it used to be worth definitely investing in. So that's definitely what made Game of Thrones easier to do. It's what makes Seven Kingdoms easier to do. And the world is so brilliant that you want to learn it because it makes a whole bunch of stuff make sense. The problem is George never fucking finishes his books, and then so showrunners run out of material, and then they start doing really silly things like, unfortunately, this episode.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
It's funny you say that, because I was rewatching a scene from Logan Lucky, which came out like 9 years ago. And in it, there's the prison inmates that say that they're going to riot if they don't get the next Game of Thrones book, which is Winds of Winter. And that was released 9 years ago.
Yep.
And that's crazy. And the superintendent is like, oh, yeah, George R.R. Martin said that he had 2 years... 2 years of like press tours and shit like that, so he couldn't get it done. And you just get all the inmates. They're like, oh, but a dude came in here and he knew the ending. It's like, no, that was the TV show. It continued without him. It's like, it's crazy how 9 years ago this dude still hasn't released anything.
But that was the landmark that was hit, I think, this week or late last week. It's now been as long since the release of the last book as it took him to write all 5 books that were actually published.
It's disgusting. As a stat, that's just despicable, man. I don't even know what to say about that. You know what we skipped? I'm sorry, we gotta go over freaking everything in this episode because it was also fucked up. Man, why are they trying so hard to ruin Aemon and make him one-dimensional and creepy? Because Aemon One Eye had like all-time great villain potential, and now he's just this weird dude trying to kiss his mom. The fuck was that? I mean, that was like a line crossed. I don't know. This series has found a way to desensitize people to incest. I was ready for Jon to bend over Daenerys. It's just Cersei and Jaime, like after a season after you kind of understood it. You just kind of give a pass to all of them. And this was the one where it's like, what are you doing, guys? Like, I couldn't even look at it. It was just gross. And I'm glad Alicent's actress like did what she did in terms of like expressing how disgusting and disturbing it was. Without that, I would have been much more bothered.
I'm just not convinced I know where it comes from Aemond. I mean, mummy issues broadly, all her kids have that, but no, that's the thing. It's not really being hinted at. I mean, I was trying to think back to when he's in the brothel in season 1. Like, does she look anything like his mum? I was like, I don't.
It's just the fact that she's older and he only goes with her. That's kind of it. You need to go a little bit more now. That's why. But Amelia is saying incest isn't a new thing, but that's my point. They've managed to make you completely desensitized to incest because of the character. Like, Daemon and Rhaenyra are hooking up as uncle and niece. Nobody gives a fuck. I don't even think about that. It's just Targaryens, baby. We got to keep these dragons. Like, it's just a part of the story. But with this, I'm like, what are you doing? You're just trying to shock us, and like, it was I don't know. It was the only time they've kind of overstepped that with that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't really necessary. I mean, we already know what she thinks of him anyway, so it's just adding an extra reason for her not to like him or to feel slightly happier that she's technically suborned his murder. I guess it works for that, but we already know that she's done that because she did that at the end of the last season. So yeah, I mean, I don't think we've had enough of him. And it's difficult to do because there's supposed to be so much story being told that doesn't involve him in a way. Like, everybody knows his basic qualities. We've seen him, and the show just doesn't really seem to feel the need to add it. So, but you sort of stop fearing him at that point because he's not smart and clever. He's unlikely to pull a really clever move, which is unlikely because like you do get a couple of scenes in season 1 and 2 of him having like military plans. Like
The
he
High
is a threat on
Valerian
the battlefield.
The High Valerian scene with Aemon, where he just completely owns him in front of his council, that was brilliant. That's the last time he was, and him with Vhagar is just a fantastic duo. They make shit happen, but I feel like the show thinks he's done. When I'm like, what? We're just getting started. What that? Come on, give me more. He's could potentially be so much more than this.
He could be, but he's no spoilers. But you know, he's got some time left.
Just to mention for poor Vex and Uninspired, who have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. This is why we love these shows so much. Even in an episode that was fucked, we still have so much to talk about. Good, bad, ugly, old references, what it means to everything, comparing it to different series and different eras. There's so much lore and character work that makes it worth discussing, even in an episode that potentially might be an abomination. The more I think about it,
it's the concern, right? There is that they very rarely, if it begins like this, does it get better?
Exactly.
That's the concern. About. So the only way it's likely to get better is because sometimes people lose their minds with action scenes. It's an easy thing to do. Sometimes people think, well, the point of an action scene is just to have action, and the story doesn't matter, and that's why loads of dumb decisions sneak in. That's not true. So if we get another 2 or 3 episodes of no big action scene, maybe we'll recover some of what we're doing. But I just have this nasty feeling that all of that's going to be more Rhaenyra and Alicent stuff. And I don't like either of these people.
I don't need to see like Alicent's done. She's cooked. I was so invested in her and Rhaenyra and the dynamic there, and they've really fucked it up to where like I don't like if Alicent like gets sucked into a black hole and I never see her again. I don't think the show's losing anything. I really don't. Her story's over, and it's a shame. I can't give up on Rhaenyra. I can't. I like her. I like the actress. I like the potential there. I'm like, just go crazy, go nuts, and fucking go Eren Yeager in this bitch. Just burn everybody. I don't care. Just do something other than cry in your room and blame men. Like I can't take it anymore.
She has a nasty end in the book, but I don't know if they'll do that to her because they like her too much. I think, but we'll see. I guess.
Yeah. We'll see.
And the way that you guys are talking about this episode is just a huge step down since I've only seen the first season, and I really, really like the writing in that because it was very reminiscent of the first seasons of Game of Thrones that hooked you exactly with the characters and the writing. They didn't really have the budget for those huge action scenes up until season 4, I guess. And so, it's weird. Do you guys know if it's the same group of writers from the first season, or because if it is, then I don't really understand what happened in between.
It's the same showrunner. I don't know. I imagine there's been some flux in the writers' room. I haven't actually looked that up, but the same guy's in charge of it all.
And just one more thing too is I'm sick and tired of watching dragons get nerfed because I feel like they always have to nerf the dragons to account for the battles. Because if you have a dragon, strategically you should dominate. We know that's how Aegon took over Westeros. But every time we see them in this situation, they just get one shot. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like the scene with Vermax was hard to watch on so many levels. For one, I hate seeing dragons die. They're so awesome. The dude's drowning and bleeding out at the same time. And I'm still stuck on the fact that you stupid moron, you got him killed and now his dragon's dead and he's drowning. And I did not think Jason was going to die. I'm like, okay, he's got a log. He's good. Gah! Then he gets shot in the neck. And I'm like, what the fuck, show? You fucking have this bitch wipe him out like completely. His dragon's dead and he dies. And I feel like I got like 40% of his story when he's one of the most interesting characters. It's an utter disaster when it comes to Jace. Damn, man. I hope they can fucking right this ship because this was a fucked up way to start it, man.
And plus, the worst part is that you were really, really waiting for this, man. Like, I remember a couple of weeks ago, you kept telling me, man, you got to catch up on season 2 because
especially for conversations, do you know what we're talking about? You should catch up for multiple reasons because I still recommend the first 2, especially the first one. Oh, you've already seen it, yeah?
Yeah.
And look, to be a part of this and be able to know the pain we're feeling right now, and the frustration and the confusion. Like, why would you do this?
At this point, I just wait for season 3 to be over and see how it is because, like, I really, really hate starting a TV show just for it to end badly. Like, you burned me once with Game of Thrones, man, and that was like 10 years of my life. You're not getting me again in the same universe as well.
Well, this is the thing. I can't even say watch season 2 because this is basically the continuation of season 2. I don't know how season 3 is yet. This is still technically season 2 content, so. I don't know. I hope they can salvage this in some way.
I mean,
been
I've
back.
heard it
What up?
said from people who've seen early screenings of the whole thing, or at least the first half, this was the best that we're gonna get. So
Ooh.
that
This
doesn't
part?
bode well. Yeah, this bit.
Are you
Loads of
fucking
people.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Okay, but
so
those
I
might
know-
be people that only care
Well, they
about the
might
battle
be-
scenes.
They
You know what I
might be.
mean?
That's true. It might be just
Yeah.
dumb mainstream media journalists who are wrong, but sometimes they are correct.
You know what?
I have a
I'm gonna go
nasty
with that
feeling they
theory
might be.
because I think this got a high rating on this episode. For this to get a high rating means that people are looking for the different things, completely different things than we are. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll get the best episodes to come. Like I'm trying to be positive here. What else do I have?
Maybe I don't trust or hope, but at least we have Night of the Seven Kingdoms because that's really good, and also like that season 1 works as a standalone story. So unlike
100%.
House of the Dragon, you can just watch that, even if it goes to shit in later seasons. It doesn't really matter quite so much because you can just pretend it didn't. Whereas with this, it doesn't work that way. I can't recommend this show until I've seen where it's going.
Exactly.
After 3 seasons or 2 seasons and a bit at this point.
Yeah, Dunk and Egg, easy. You can know nothing about this universe, books or show, hop right in and enjoy the shit out of that. It's fantastic. This is a bit more complicated. We'll see how it goes.
We will.
All right. Well, I guess that would lead us into. Wait, let me see which slide Cynic put it on. So I guess we should talk about Spider-Man since it's coming out
What is this?
soon.
What is this?
And the new trailer dropped as well. So I don't know if you guys have seen the new trailer. I won't really pull it up because of copyright, because it always fucks up the repost with copyright. But yeah, the new trailer gives us a lot of new insight on the Spider-Man stuff, and mostly the developing of his new powers.
What?
So, well, his he can make webs out of his body now.
He's hitting puberty finally.
Basically, yeah.
Not interesting.
No, Cynic made the slides. I'm just trying to pull them up. So yeah, I mean, Vex, go ahead, man, because Game
What
of
do you-
Thrones stuff. I know it's not your thing. Well, you've seen
Oh
the
no,
trailer.
you're good. I have nothing to add to this. Like I can see that they're doing a lot of promotion. Like I just saw on Twitter that they're doing like a Spider-Man contest, and Zendaya has been doing interviews, and Insomniac put out a new skin in the Spider-Man 2 game. I don't know.
Zendaya looking like
I
a
didn't.
dude too, man.
Yeah, I didn't watch the last trailer because Blue Collar Loser was saying that there was a lot more in there, and I just don't want spoilers. I'm not excited for this, but at the same time, it's like if I can avoid spoilers, I'll do it.
I mean, the new trailer looks kind of good, but it does bring up some questions. For example, what I was telling you about on Discord last time, where it feels as if they've skipped a movie. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the trailer, there's a little sequence where Peter starts to stretch as Spider-Man, and it's like he's like, "Oh, I'm not in high school anymore, so I need to stretch." And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's Tom Holland because he really has that baby face, or I don't know if it's just the fact that, as you said before, they keep resetting Spider-Man and his evolution. But it always feels like he's playing second fiddle instead of just being the main character. I really feel like they should have done a solo Spider-Man movie that they had set up to do instead of having, Punisher and Hulk and all of this. Because it just
agree.
Yeah, it just makes it
They
feel
don't-
as if he's still a child.
They're not confident in him to carry.
Yeah.
It's strange. They always have to have these things surrounding him instead of letting him shine. But I think Holland has the potential. He has the talent. But like, I don't know. I just feel like he's stuck. This guy's gonna be playing Spider-Man until he's like 90. And it's just like, I don't know why they won't give him a chance to shine when he's proven himself over time. The amount
don't
of
think
people that
it's-
didn't like him in Homecoming, but then he won them over with the Mr. Stark scene in Infinity War. Like,
Right.
yeah.
I don't think it's an issue with Holland, like them holding Holland back. I just think it's like anyone who's writing these Marvel movies now just doesn't know what they're doing. And there's also no consistency in writers. So it's like they're usually just bringing in new people or whoever's available to write the film and not worrying about, oh, well, here's what this character had done before and all of that. Because Hulk is kind of getting a soft reset in this too, just from the 2 trailers I have seen so far. Because remember, he became completely pussified in in Endgame, right? Because he became Professor Hulk or what? Or no, it was Infinity War. He didn't transform at all.
In
Did he?
Infinity War, after getting beaten up by Thanos, he just couldn't perform. I
Yeah.
guess.
He lost his mojo, yeah. So then he had his whole, ugly, son in the She-Hulk series. So
no, there's even more to it. With Hulk, all his character development is off screen because that whole thing in Infinity War where he couldn't get it up. We never saw how he solved that in Endgame. He just shows up as fucking stupid smart Hulk. We're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And then suddenly in She-Hulk, he's like, oh, I got this watch, this thingamajiggy. And it's like it's everything in terms of his character progression is off screen. We never really get to experience it with him. And this is why I think Ruffalo is a fucking pussy. He completely ruined the potential for the Hulk, where Edward Norton would have demanded for actual storytelling and like, substance.
It's strange to think what we could have gotten if they had just appeased Norton a little bit.
Edward Norton wanted the first Incredible Hulk, the one that he did. He wanted it to start with him trying to commit suicide. He wanted a darker version of it. And I'm sorry that I feel like that once you start with that, you're locked into a particular character that would have been way more interesting than the piece of shit that we got.
Agreed.
Yeah, dude. I mean, so Andrew said Banner in the chat. Like, shameless plug. I have my last video is on Ang Lee's Hulk. So yeah,
I'll plug it for you. Let me go to YouTube and find the link.
And it's like, so initially the Incredible Hulk was supposed to be the continuation of that, but since it flopped, well, Ang Lee's Hulk flopped in 2003. They sort of just added it into the MCU, and so it's just weird because that was, I think, in my opinion, the only Hulk movie where it actually pretty much explored the trauma behind Bruce and Hulk, which was like really intense. Norton's one, I think it did a pretty good job, but it just didn't go enough. But yeah, well, sadly, Norton really wanted it, but yeah. And you can also look at the deleted scene that you're talking about. It's up on YouTube normally. You guys can check it out. But yeah, and it's also referenced in the Avengers where he says, he shot himself and then the other guy spit it back out. So it's weird, man. I feel like they keep pussifying Hulk for some reason. I think it genuinely just ties back to the failure of Ang Lee's Hulk because they really gave it their all. You guys can check it out in my video. So it's a long video about it, so I won't get
shared the link in the chat. So if anyone,
I'm gonna check that out. And your Obsession video, I'm gonna watch both of those actually.
Oh, Vex's Obsession video is really, really good, man.
I'm late to the party. I'm assuming you guys already talked about that movie, but let me just go quick. I loved it. Definitely worthy of the hype.
I don't think we had a proper discussion because only Uninspired and I had seen it on the panel the week
transition.
Oh wait, is this it?
Well, this is a slide for Obsession, so yeah. I mean, there's nothing much to say about Spider-Man. It's coming out in a month at this point.
Yeah.
The trailer gave us a bit more.
I've not seen it yet, so I can't comment.
Oh, okay, good thing I didn't say anything.
No, but by all means, if you want to carry on, I'm not that concerned about spoilers.
Yeah. What about but we've talked a little bit offline about it because you guys have seen it before me, and you've made a video on it. But the performances, man, horror needs proper performances, and Charlie Kirk and whoever played Nikki, like they killed it. I really like the approach. It was very simple, but they fully committed to the premise to the point where they've just made it way more interesting than any of the monkey paw stories that I've seen in recent years. So that's probably about my favorite one.
Yeah, man. Obsession is great. Like, it's mostly just for your opinion for the chat because me and Dex have talked about it a lot. And but yeah, man, you should, man, Gord.
No, it's true. How did I know you caught that? Yes, Charlie Kirk resurrected. He was fantastic acting debut. The main actor looks exactly like him. It's crazy.
That's so insulting because he's more handsome than Charlie Kirk ever was. Like, come on.
They're
identical. What are you talking about? Oh goodness.
I was telling Vex, the main actor, man, when I found out he was gay, I was like, damn. It's like, bruh, wasn't even enjoying the scenes with Indy, dude.
He's an actor. He's not supposed to enjoy it.
You can try, man. Hey, listen, how many actors do you know who made relationships making a movie, man? It could have happened.
That's a good point, yeah.
This movie is like a great example of using simple concepts to their highest point of effectiveness. Like the way they used lighting. It wasn't anything crazy, but they knew exactly what they were doing in every scene, from the very first silhouette on the porch to the ones where her eyes were shimmering. They didn't overuse the scene where she was watching him sleep. My entire audience was like, ah! oh my god, they're all squirming, and everyone was like laughing and freaking out at the same time. It was like so bizarrely creepy. It was strange being a part of that. Yeah, they took simple things and were really, really effective with it and had great performances. So that's part of the reason this is hyped. I can see why everyone likes it. It's the type of movie where so many different people can like it for different reasons as well. So that gives it a lot of potential.
There is one thing that we kind of haven't discussed about this movie, and it's the litmus test this movie is proving to be for modern audiences. I haven't shied away from this. I know Uninspired seen it. So like Obsession now has its own subreddit, like Reddit thread, right, on Reddit. And the fandom on Twitter is pretty active on top of that. But for such a this isn't a revolutionary movie in terms of concept and even some of the execution. It's just very, very well done, right? It's clear that Barker has an image and he brings that to screen, right? But it's like I was on the Reddit, like the subreddit this morning, and it's like they're just discovering that, oh, Bear really let it go on until she killed someone. I'm like, nigga, what? There was the week the script dropped, because the original script is online now, and people are just like, oh my god, Bear really took away her autonomy. It says so in the script. I'm like, bro, she fucking begs him to kill her because she has no autonomy.
Did you miss that part?
Right, it's in the movie. They say it. Just like I don't.
It's weird, man. The discussion around this movie has been quite retarded. A lot of people are just it's stuff that's right on the screen, but then they're like, "Oh, I never noticed this." It's
but they're on their phones and whatnot. You almost have to remind yourself that normal people don't obsess over details with movies the way we do. We come into it like hoping to get those extra finer details.
No,
so many people just miss them.
I'm in total.
What?
Sorry, I thought I was cutting out there. Sorry, my bad. No, I'm in total agreement with you. But now when it comes to like the box office, I'm genuinely wondering if it's just the same retards going in and watching the movie 8 fucking times because they genuinely just don't understand it. But the horror community or the movie community is telling them that they have to like this because it's a good movie.
I get it. Like they feel as if they have to see like the good aspect of it because people are praising it so much.
Right.
I mean, we had the stream with Proctor the other day, and he's I mean, he had one argument. That was pretty much it. but yeah, man, like you should watch The Obsession. It's a pretty good movie. A really good horror movie, especially now. It made, I think it's finally crossed 305 million worldwide as well, which is one of the most profitable movies of all time on a 750K budget, which is really nice.
I'm happy to hear it made money.
Yeah, really happy. And also
people to stick to simple premises.
Exactly, simple premises. Go watch The Furious in cinemas, ladies and gentlemen.
I always say this to myself, like when universally praised The Lord of the Rings, one of the simplest movies ever, a quest to destroy a piece of jewelry. Super simple. Everyone can understand what the fuck is going on. You don't need to overcomplicate things. Just have like people need to theory craft to understand your movie and like have a spreadsheet. Just simple concepts, good performances, and like understand tension. That's it. Yeah. And people are probably praising this movie like it's a masterpiece just because we're so starved for good horror. And when one that's good comes out, people go nuts.
Yeah.
But no, this movie was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. Definitely recommend for Obsession to anyone in the chat who hasn't seen it, especially if you're a fan of horror. I know some people didn't enjoy it. I very much did, as I've said before. Brooks as well, Vex as well. So yeah, and Platoon also. Hopefully you go and see it one day, or maybe it'll probably be out on digital soon. So
yes,
you should check it out.
I'd recommend a Platoon just for conversations purposes because it's going to come up, and there's some cool concepts of like being able to compare this monkey paw concept or movie in general to other things is probably going to be useful for you.
Oh yeah. So let me check what else we have on the docket. Well, this one is going to be this one is going to be quick, I think. No, not the wrong slide.
Yeah, let's bitch about this again. Another hour, Platoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Supergirl. I don't know what Cynic was what video Cynic put. He didn't send me the link to the video. But it's probably the one where she's talking about, the fathers and stuff like that. and just
Oh, that was the early one. The more recent one was she was asked because apparently it's Pride Month. I don't fucking know. I find all those people contemptible. But she was
I
asked
love
by
that you
some
don't know.
journalist. No, just nuke the lot of them. But she was asked by some like obviously fishing, presumably gay journalist, because all journalists basically are. Whether she appreciates the Supergirl as a queer icon, and she says, oh, that's kind of cool, and yeah, I think it's really amazing because she doesn't fit into the binary of what women should be, and yeah, she probably goes both ways.
Yawn.
Yeah, it's boring. I actually don't think this is going to cost it that much, though. I think like she's not the reason this movie will fail. This movie was already going to fail. She hasn't helped, but
she's
you
no
have
Rachel
to be paying attention
Zegler,
to this
but
kind of
this
thing.
is
No.
Yeah, this is still foolish, and she should be more aware of her position, just as a woman in public in general. Like her PR, whoever's in charge of her PR, should have learned from Zegler. Like every young woman in Hollywood needs to know to shut their mouth and just fucking read the script because it could all fall apart like that.
In another context, the last thing she says about I think she probably goes both ways is like it's almost quippy, and I think she's kind of telling a joke. And the thing with Millie Alcock is that when you ignore the really dumb fuck stuff she sometimes says, which she isn't very often, but sometimes she will say it, like she does seem quite normal and quite funny. And I think she was probably just being relatively charming. The problem is, though, when you come off the back of several comments which are just idiotic, and the whole binary that women are supposed to fit into, and everyone's going to read it in a certain way, it becomes harder to tell a joke about something when you've already revealed yourself to be sincerely a bit of a moron. So, yeah, she's not helping, but the movie was going to bomb either way. So, I still hope she has a good career. I think she's really talented, but she should really stop saying dumb shit.
If I may, this is a theory that I have, is that they're just letting her say whatever she wants, so that like this film was already going to bomb. I do agree with that. Like nobody has interest in this outside of whatever culture warriors want to spin. But I think also just like let her have free reign, let her say whatever she wants, and then when the merger gets finalized, we can finally get rid of Gunn, because now there's a track record that he cannot produce money for us.
And especially with the if Clayface is if Clayface is a success, then that would kind of be one of the final nails in the coffin, because it wasn't really a Gunn movie. He just basically stole it. So you're basically gonna see that. And I mean, a lot of times, as we said before on the trailer for Supergirl, you can just tell that this is kind of like ghost directed by Gunn. It's just the same style, the same flair, everything. And the review embargo coming out 24 hours before release is generally not a very good sign. Generally a very bad sign.
How did he ever make Guardians? I don't know. You cheated or something.
I think he had a collaborator with Guardians. There
must have been something going on there, because he's not as talented as that movie makes you think. Because when I think of his reputation, I always think of Guardians first. And what else has he really done?
I think of Slither.
Slither.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Slither.
It's good. That's his best movie.
I will put that on the list. Now I'm curious just to see like what his potential could be, because I only know him for quippy bullshit.
So you should check out Slither and Super, the one with Rainn Wilson.
That's also a good movie.
Those are sort of like him at 100% being Gunn, nothing really keeping him. I mean, he did write the screenplay for Dawn of the Dead, which is a very, very good remake. Probably one of the best zombie remakes. And then also my favorite movie of all time, Scooby-Doo, man. He did the treatment for that. Yeah, I love Scooby-Doo, man.
Slither and what? What was the movies?
Super.
Okay.
With Rainn Wilson.
Rainn Wilson, yeah.
And cross out Obsession. Boom.
I think part of the problem with it is that once you have that earlier success and you think you've identified what works, the temptation, if you're lazy, is just to do that again and again and again. And that seems to be what James Gunn has fallen into. And it's also a huge difference writing something which is kind of standing off to one side in the MCU and then being given charge of an entire cinematic universe. Because you can't really wing it in the way that he seems to like doing. And now you have a whole bunch of it. I saw Grace Randolph said, because she'd seen this movie, and her tweet response was just, "Oh dear, review to follow." I was like,
Grace, this is the thing that could go any way direction.
Grace Randolph. I know. I mean, she was one of the earliest ones to turn on the Acolyte. She's sometimes correct.
Isn't she?
But then
just,
she also
like
she obviously has. She is a gift to humanity when she's not like wanting to eugenicize the disabled. She's really cool. But like she also though she seems to have a real vendetta against women who share any of her characteristics. Like she fucking loathes Brie Larson, and I wouldn't
Why?
be entirely. I think because
They're younger than her?
she's kind of a semi-insane blonde person, and
Blondes hate
she
younger
looks
blondes.
at
They don't want
something
competition.
about blonde women trigger Grace Randolph. So maybe like Supergirl could be really good, and she just hates Millie Alcock for being like a more attractive version of herself. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to try and chart your course through the mad maelstrom of her head, but I'm interested. But every time I look at this, it's like, oh, the box office projections have dropped again and again and again, and now it might even be opening lower than The Flash, which is really not good. So
Yikes. Man. Oh, The Flash also.
that.
Remember when people were saying, yeah, The Flash is the fucking best superhero movie since
I think James
don't know
Gunn might have
when.
said that, right?
Yeah.
yes,
Fucking liars.
Hired the cinematographer to work on, was it even Superman? And then I think has got an ongoing relationship with the cinematographer from The Flash. So I don't think he was lying about that. I think he
that's the
sincerely
craziest
has
part.
no taste.
I only remember the baby going in the microwave. The rest of that movie is completely blanked out. That's pretty much it. Because that was just trash, man. Like Ezra Miller should never be in front of a camera ever again.
Man. So it's releasing, what day are we today? Well,
June 25th, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, this week, couple days.
Oh Christ! I just have to get Toy Story
tomorrow
out of the
for
way.
me. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I get movies on Wednesdays in France. That's our release day.
Which means the bootleg will be up Thursday morning. Thank
But
you.
not if nobody
Exactly.
goes to see it. That's the problem. Like, Toy Story was up within like 2 hours, 2 days before it came out in this country. That was fine. But then you get something like, I mean, even Shelby Oaks, because I had to go and see that in the cinema. That was tricky to find.
You went home for, oh my God. Wow.
You had to, yeah.
There was no alternative. Animal Farm didn't even show in cinemas and was
That's
unavailable
true.
online until like last week. So that was impossible. So if nobody goes to see Supergirl, it might be Friday anyway by the time I get to see it.
Oof, man. I don't know. I'm really not interested in Super. I'm only gonna watch it for BSUP so that we can talk about it
Same
on
here.
Monday. But
Mhm.
that's pretty much it. I'm probably gonna watch that shit on like 1.5 times speed, honestly. Oh man. But I mean, we'll see what Supergirl brings. What do you guys think? Box office predictions. Let's say it now. What do you guys think it'll make?
Half of what Superman did.
How much was Superman?
I think it was
No idea.
550 for
550?
Superman.
So we're looking at maybe
500. It made.
yeah, it was
Damn.
not good. All those people saying it's going to make $1 billion, and then that's fine, it'll make 700 million. And then it's like, no, actually, like 600 million is a brilliant result. It didn't need to make any more than that. It's like, fuck off, stop coping with this shit.
So Superman made 618 million.
Okay.
I wonder whether it will be less than 250 at this point.
I'm thinking under 250 because Masters of the Universe is kind of comparable in terms of style and substance, I'd argue, to whatever this will be. And that only made what, like 100 million? It just crossed 100 million worldwide.
Yikes.
So I'd say I'm gonna say 200. I think 200 might be the most it hits.
Okay. So you say 200, considering the Marvels also made 206. So yeah, just over 200.
Oh God, that movie too. Yeah.
Oof.
The
Yikes.
I'll go for like 210. Why not?
Okay. All right.
Going
Brooks,
for
you?
flat 200.
Flat 200. All right. Guys in the chat, you two, you guys keep place your bets. We'll see what happens. And this is definitely just gonna last for what? Maybe what's the cap that they have for cinema? 4 weeks? 6 weeks?
I think it's 3 weeks now.
3 weeks. Damn.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's 3 weeks. Like they tried to drag out Superman because they really wanted it to make money, but most films leave the theater and go to digital around the 3 to 4 week mark.
They suck.
Yeah, that's true.
If they're
do
good,
suck.
they stay in cinemas. If they're good, they stay in for months. Obsession
Right.
is
How it
still in
works.
cinemas.
That's how
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah, very, very good point. Backrooms also just crossed 300 million this weekend as well.
Yep.
You guys told me that was shit though, right? That was the one I skipped out.
I hate
I think you
Backrooms.
should watch it. I like just for the technical elements and the direction. I do think it's worth watching.
I'm probably still gonna end up checking it out, but I'm just like Obsession. Everyone's like, watch Obsession, watch Obsession. Nobody really said that about Backrooms. So
you should check out Backrooms, but I think that it'll kind of just leave you there. You'll just be like, all right, the movie's done. Okay, cool, done.
Dude, did you see it?
I've not seen either of those movies.
Oh, you're not a big horror guy, are you?
You're not a big, yeah.
I know I like some horror movies, but it's much like, and I don't go looking in genres where like the vast majority of what I watch is terrible. It's even more so than superhero movies. There is a higher percentage of shit horror and shit anime. So eventually, if someone tells me that something is good, I'll check it out. I'm not going to waste my time trying to find that thing because there's so much to go through.
Fair.
You're right, man. Also, shout out to your Invasion of the Body Snatchers video, man. That was a really good one.
Oh god, that's ancient. That might even be the first one. Even I think that was before I knew how to resize visuals in Premiere Pro. So it's just like it's so bad. The whole thing is awful. I thought I'd privated it, but maybe not.
No, dude, I watched it not too long ago. I like it. Yeah. And yes, Exit 8 was a better backroom style movie. Definitely.
That's another thing on my list. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's what you're recommending.
Let me see what the
But we didn't even play her video. We're just looking at her smirk.
Cynic didn't send me the link. I don't know where it is.
Oh, you just sent us a picture of her smiling.
Send the slide, yeah.
Did you guys end up discussing Toy Story 5 at all, or?
Yes, we did. If you
That
have
was our
takes on it,
conclusion.
then now is the time.
No, I didn't watch it. I still haven't seen the third one, but
Okay.
yeah. How's the box office doing? Like, is this a bad box office? Like,
Depressingly well. No, it's a very good box office. It's
Okay,
on track to be the
alright.
highest earner, and it's probably the second worst of them. I don't know. It's hard to put like a fact paper between that and the fourth one.
310 mil this weekend. First
oh, that's
weekend.
really good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
Father's Day weekend. I forgot about that.
Yes,
It
go
was
and
Father's
see a
Day?
Toy Story movie that has absolutely nothing to say to fathers or sons at all. Great one.
Let me see if there's anything. Well, we'll just do this one and then one tiny one, then we can move on. Yeah, Famke, still beautiful. Mwah, Famke.
Oh yeah,
Love you.
she's aging like wine, man. Look at this.
Yep. And she should have returned in Avengers Doomsday. I think they made a mistake, but hey, who am I? Well, you're Famke Janssen. I'm just a little me who thinks that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it's because they're well. Apparently, if you follow the Spider-Man leaks, you know they have Jean Grey in that, so they're just setting up that thing. And even then, Famke is Jean Grey. I think that they just don't want to bring her back because of how many times they failed the Dark Phoenix saga. So
what are they gonna do with her
Don't
now?
want to have her. Yeah.
Cameo the movie. That's all this is. I don't think I've ever my expectations on a movie have so little to do with the story and script or character work. It's all like who's gonna be in it. It's just cameo fest. That's it. And it just seems like they've set it up that way. And the fact that we've gone from Infinity War, which is like lightning in a bottle, being able to balance all those personalities, they'll never be able to do that again. I've just lost all faith in these people.
Oh yeah. And they even had the that weird leak. Well, we don't know if it's a real leak or not. With the Captain America in khakis just chilling on the battlefield. Yeah. So I don't know how Doomsday is gonna go. Well, RDJ's comments recently were that he acknowledges that a lot of stuff after Endgame was quite bad, and so they're really trying to bring back the audience with Doomsday, which is a good sign.
Big movie good again. That was basically.
But why is it bad? Why do you know why this is? Do you know why Infinity War is better than Thor: Love and Thunder? Like, do you know? Are you aware? Do you know why Civil War is better than fucking Doctor Strange mom? Are we just going by the numbers? You know, they need to fundamentally understand what they had with the MCU to be able to have a chance to get it back. And I just feel like they don't. They're lost in the sauce.
Oh yeah, this is also a thing. Captain America probably won't be wearing his suit because they don't want to take it off Anthony Mackie. That's exactly what's
Anthony Mackie's Captain America is like some fucking fever dream. I can't believe I have to remind myself that's a real thing that happened. I've reviewed it, yet I still just memory hole that shit. Fucking Captain Wakanda. What were they thinking with that one? That's how you know they lost their fucking mind. They think they could just make those type of swaps.
Yeah, this is the leak. Yeah, Doctor Doom, Sentinel, Cyclops, Captain Falcon, Thor, and Yelena and Chris Evans in casual clothing. Yep, that was the leak.
So
Yelena?
what the
Which
fuck is
version are we getting?
Yelena supposed to do against anybody else in that list?
She's gonna
What?
fuck up a Sentinel. What are you talking about, bro?
They're gonna have
Yelena,
another girl
dude.
fight lined up like in Infinity
Oh
War.
God.
She is gonna like spin kick the Sentinel, just knock him the fuck out. Watch, like she's gonna have some crazy plot armor for no reason. Her whole existence as a character frustrates me because they love her so much. She's so shit, and just every time I hear Yelena, I just think of Scarlett Johansson breaking her nose over the fucking table in Black Widow. It's just such a terrible reminder of that movie.
Dude, I only think about the scene where they're talking with Red Guardian about the ovary stuff, and I was just like, oh, man.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, you know,
Jesus Christ! Oh,
have you ever seen Black Widow, Vex?
It hurts.
No.
Oh,
no.
there's so much. That is.
Watch the Black Widow section of my MCU video, Vex. The top 5 wasted MCU characters. Literally, just watch any of the sections as like dedicated sections to that character. I go over in detail every single reason why they fucking destroyed Black Widow, like obliterated her character on a fundamental level.
think I'm pretty sure it was you as well, Brooks, that just recommended I watch it for just to understand how bad the writing was.
Oh yeah,
It is
Like-
quite remarkable.
It's
Yeah.
incredible. It's shocking because you have to really wrap your head around what they did. And the ovary thing is like, even as a joke, what the fuck were you thinking?
What is the joke? Can
Like
you
that?
tell me what the joke is?
Platoon, you feel this one?
The ovaries thing.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's hard to know whether I'd even characterize it as a joke. So Red Guardian is their adoptive father. And it's because so much of it is context dependent as well.
Yeah.
But basically he hands them over to the Red Room. They go through the Red Room. And they were brought up as a family, but then they obviously Nat goes through all of the story leading up to Avengers, escapes the Red Room, etc. Yelena doesn't. Yelena is stuck there, and when they finally reunite, you get like Yelena asks Nat, whose one thing across all the Avengers is basically family, and says, "Why didn't you come and look for me?" And Nat's response is, "I just thought you were fine." And then they get all the way through to this bit where they reunite with the Red Guardian, who's supposed to be kind of their dad, and then he's kind of like playing it lightweight, I suppose, like because he's a clown creature. And then Yelena just goes off on like just very casually, flippantly, and comedically explaining how horrible the Red Room was and how basically they stole their ovaries and ripped them out. And but it's not portrayed as horrific; it's portrayed as that's funny.
It's a heartbreaking thing for her in Avengers, like her having her ovaries removed, like not being able to have a mother.
remember,
She considers herself like a monster. They basically make a joke out of that in several different ways. The Red Ledger scene, like basically her main fundamental character trait in terms of trying to redeem herself for what she did. They made a joke out of that. Her main thing is family. In Civil War, when the Avengers were all split up and fighting over the Accords, the only thing she cared about was her family being ripped apart. It's family, family, family. And in this movie, we find out that she had a little sister this whole time that she just abandoned, didn't give a fuck about. It doesn't, and that's Yelena. It's insane. It destroys her character in so many different ways.
So does Black Widow in the timeline, because this wasn't a prequel movie, so does this take place after Endgame?
This takes place in between. Oh fuck! When is it again? It's right after Civil War. It's directly after Civil War.
Okay.
So it's canon. So when you look at all the Avengers scenes, you can think, bitch, you got all this money and these contacts. Go save your sister. Why aren't you looking like if you care so much about family? Why aren't you looking after your sister?
I was gonna say, doesn't that ruins
ruins
her sacrifice then in Endgame?
Yes, it ruins that too because she had a family. Everything's fucked. I mentioned that too. It's shredded. It's shocking. You have to really like connect the dots to realize how much they fucked Black Widow up.
First movie of Phase 4 too, by the way, man. That was crazy.
Mahler fucking goes off. He completely like his video would probably be like the documentary on what they did to that fucking woman. But if you want a shorter version, my definitely recommend my video for that.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Yeah, the everything is fucked, man, for Doomsday. I just hope that they reset the entire just fucking wipe the slate clean.
I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Burn them all. Done.
Just fuck it up, man. Just kill everyone. I don't give a damn at this point. And also you have the what's it called? Is that a cat meowing?
Yeah. Sorry. Shut him up.
Oh, so cute. But yeah, we'll see what this does. Probably, dude, I just really want to see the first proper official trailer for Doomsday and what they're gonna show us. That's really what I'm looking forward to. Well, I'm not really looking forward to. Looking forward to discussing it with you guys mostly.
Yes.
You already know what they're gonna show us. Look at all these actors. Look at all these cameos. You remember him, right? You remember her. Like that's it. It's just cameo fest.
Because that was the marketing ploy for Deadpool and Wolverine. It's look at everyone we have for this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that movie made a lot of money, although it also cost a lot of money, so it probably didn't make that much. But yeah, I mean, they've done those character teaser trailers, obviously, so they've got some material out. But yeah, the first trailer for the actual movie will give you some indication of how chaotic and nonsensical it is. It's just kind of crazy to think, actually, that like, for all the movies and TV shows we've had in the last however many years it's been, since I started YouTube, this is the first Avengers movie. There just hasn't been one for 4 years.
That's crazy.
Same thing with Star Wars. Like Mando and Grogu was the first Star Wars movie in that time. And it's like
kind of.
There's been so much content, but at the same time there hasn't been any. So it's such a weird time. It's going to be a special, exciting time. They're also re-releasing Endgame with new additional footage to provide a bridge, as they describe it, into Doomsday. So I might just go back and review Endgame because that movie breaks so much of the MCU. So that could be fun.
Fringy's video, chat.
Yeah, I was about to say Fringy's video.
Whatever part of the MCU you want fucked up, someone was really pissed about it and went after it. For sure, so you can get whatever you need.
But there'll be important new footage. It'll be like a new movie, Phase 4 and 5 and 6 did not count as a bridge between Endgame and Doomsday, but now we're putting some footage in Endgame which does that.
Can we, just as a panel, even though we're reduced tonight, what would you put as the top 3 biggest mistakes since Infinity War? It's actually kind of an interesting conversation when you try to piece it together. From the blip to everything they did in Loki to specific character choices, it's it would be hard to pin down what are the top 3 reasons. This is what I mean. There's probably 7 other things that you forgot that made
Secret Invasion is probably the biggest one, I would argue.
I forgot about Secret Invasion.
Exactly my point. Exactly. Nick Fury, you piece of shit. You didn't do anything. You're not a fucking spy. We did everything. You fucking
right. Everyone is actually an alien.
That he's a loser. Yeah, and he didn't do anything. Nick Fury, the super spy, is actually just some bum. They had random people on the street telling him he's a washed up loser. Who are you? You're not even a character. They just went out of their way to on Clockwork, every 15 minutes, someone has to just pop up and say, "You don't got it anymore, old man. You don't got what it takes." It's sad. Secret Invasion should probably be in the top.
It's
3,
because
it's hard.
I haven't watched all of these. I've just seen the clips and I've heard you guys discuss it and everything. And just all the other ones are bad. But it's just Secret Invasion was canon breaking. That's I think why that one would be the worst one if we're going.
So was
down that
Loki.
Road.
Yeah, I mean Loki, and arguably on a more fundamentally destructive level, because everything to do with the multiverse in that show is so destructive. I mean, Loki basically begins by there's a scene when they open a drawer and there's just a whole bundle of Infinity Stones in there because they're paperweights in the multiverse. Way to make the entirety of everything leading up to it redundant. Now the multiverse is here. It's Loki is designed to tell you this is so much bigger and more important than everything you invested in until this point. Look how small everything before it was. Look, there's
good point. Good point.
And then Loki becomes the god of time and lives in a tree.
Yeah, he's a tree.
How?
And all the fucking stories have different rules on the multiverse, from Endgame to Loki to what's the other one I'm forgetting now? Doctor Strange. WandaVision. You could add that bitch. They probably screwed it up too. If you watch all of them, all the rules are inconsistent, so you have no idea what the fuck is going on, who's who or what's what. It's a complete disaster. And you remember when they ripped off the Infinity War? The snap in Infinity War?
Right.
They ripped that off in Loki season 2. I'm what's going on here? It's everyone's turning into spaghetti, the spaghetti fighter, but they recreated the snap and it was a shit version of it. Loki season 2 was one of the most bizarre, confusing experiences ever. Yeah, because they're fucking hacks. They're goblins. They have no idea what they're doing. They're basically cannibalizing their own shit. So for them to rip off the Infinity War payoff in Loki of all shows retarded Kang. I forgot about Kang. I'm having all these flashbacks now. The stutter in Kang. Everyone remembers that. Holy crap, man! Watch the EFAP. Watch the EFAP movies we did on Loki season 2. Watch me and the rest of the EFAP crew just try to piece together what the fuck are we watching? What are we looking at? What is
Honestly,
happening?
like, bless all of y'all for having the patience to sit through 8 years of actual dog shit.
Yeah. Honestly, man, because I just stopped after I was like, fuck this.
Right.
This is just too bad. I mean, even Wonder Man, is he gonna come back in the next Avengers movie? We don't even fucking know.
But he's got a season 2, we know that. But
Yeah.
he's probably ain't coming for an Avengers film because nobody knows who Wonder Man is.
Wonder Man.
That's what Platoon says stuff. Like, what are you guys talking about? I completely skipped that one. I forgot that was a thing.
That was the
I forgot
best
it so
show
hard
that
I thought
they put out, though.
I
That,
didn't know it was
everyone
Marvel.
said.
I didn't know it was Marvel. I had no idea.
It had the Mandarin in it, dude.
Yeah.
There's some things you have to just hard skip. Like Agatha, no idea what happened in that show. No idea what part of the universe they ruined. I can't.
Wait, that was like an actual show. It wasn't a joke. They actually made the Agatha show.
Agatha all along.
Yes. But also, you
God.
might have to watch it to understand Vision Quest, because Vision Quest is basically billed as being the concluding part of that trilogy of TV shows. WandaVision, Agatha, and Vision Quest are all part of a thing. So to understand Vision Quest, you might need to watch Agatha, because then you'll get introduced to the gay real version of her imaginary son, who was in this, like, his soul was put into the body of a dead kid, I think. It's weird. I can't remember exactly what happened, but it's
But it never works out that way. You're supposed to watch them so you understand it, but then you do, and it makes even less sense. That's like of my biggest thing with WandaVision is you watch WandaVision, it starts so interesting, it falls apart in like the most ridiculous way imaginable. It's trash. You get the fucking that stupid line at the end. What the fuck? Platoon, help me out. I know you remember that one. The fucking what does Captain Marvel say to Wanda at the end of, oh, they'll never know what you sacrificed for them. Where you just want to blow your brains out if you understand the context. And then you go from that, and suddenly she's a crazy evil witch woman in Multiverse of Madness. It feels like you've missed like 4 years of her story. So it never actually helps. So I don't think I'll have to.
Guys, do you remember Moon Knight? Because that was a thing.
I've still never seen that.
Never seen it. I'm not even sure it exists. You guys might just be talking shit like this myth. What is Moon Knight? I don't believe you.
It's like, I don't even, they're not even fucking I don't know if they've even brought him back for Doomsday or for any of the Avengers movies. They just fucking did that and they're like, all right, done.
So can we take account of all the lost soldiers there? Like Vision. Gaia, where's Gaia at? Is that bitch coming back with her fucking giant rock hand? It's how do you keep track of all these things? It's just all so screwed up. How's Kingpin's eye? Is it safe? Is it all right? It's just I don't know what's going on in this universe anymore. So like, how do you even care? Man. Doctor Strange, how many eyes does that motherfucker have? If you really had a gun to your head, like, is it 3 eyes? Is he back to 2 eyes? Is he cool with it? Because Multiverse of Madness ends in a way where you have no idea what's going on. You
get out in the street and then suddenly cool cameo. Yeah.
Oh, is Charlize coming back? It's just, it's too much, man. I
throw it in the towel. Cameo central. That's what it's been. The MCU for the past 6-7 years. It's just
oh my gosh, the Eternals. The fucking Eternals.
Oh yeah.
The memory hole of all memory holes.
Wait, they brought that back for Captain America 4, though, didn't they?
They did indeed, yes.
What, the stupid alien thing in the
celestial? Yeah,
kind of.
It's now made of adamantium.
Oh, yeah, that's what they did with that. Oh yeah, this the MCU's fucked. I think that's the conclusion you can pretty much come to.
I mean, even if like I always tell this to Vex, I'm like, even if Doomsday is a good movie, the foundation that it sits on is so fucked that it just breaks automatically. Yeah,
it's the only thing they can do, because they've got Doomsday and they've got Secret Wars as the immediate follow up. So the only way it comes out of it with any hope is a very, very hard reset, and even then, the odds of it ever getting back to the heights it used to be are quite slim, just because I think people are burned out on the genre at this point. Yep. Everything suffers from fatigue in the end.
Yep. Bring back Westerns instead, man.
Agreed.
That's the thing, because the only sort of qualifier on the fatigue argument is it's hard to know how much of it is just because of how rapidly it happened. Westerns sort of fade out over quite a long period of time. Superhero media goes to shit within 2 years. That's not fatigue. That's just a result of awful writing, terrible characters, terrible stories. And whether people are like, maybe are they willing to come back if they are able to tell good stories with superheroes again? I think some people will be, but it still probably won't meet the heights of its old self.
2 or 3 good projects in a row, and they'll have a lot of the fan base back, but they'll never have the juggernaut that they had, where everything is just they can just shit out a fucking Captain Marvel movie and it makes $1 billion.
I think what they need to do mainly is to change the formula, because they sort of been giving us the same exact formula for the past, ever since James Gunn entered the MCU. That was it. They've been giving us his formula, except when the Russo bros came in with something fresh like Winter Soldier. I know that you have issues with the movie, but like still, it was a breath of fresh air when it first came out compared to what was going on.
Tonally, that movie works in a lot of ways where people will turn their brain off for the rest of the problems. Like when people say Winter Soldier is their favorite Marvel movie, I don't even want to argue with them. I understand why it's their favorite, but I also understand why it's so inferior to Civil War. It just in so many different ways. I can see that being people's favorite, just the tone alone.
I'm just trying to think, like, what was the truly, and I'm not saying great in terms of box office or how entertaining, but well written. When was the last time we got a truly well written piece of superhero or comic book media?
Infinity War? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it has to be Infinity War. I can't think of one since.
If we're talking well written, like quality.
That's 2018?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Captain Marvel was 2018 and Infinity War was like within that same few months later or something.
The Batman doesn't count for a lot of you. It doesn't count for me. So.
I like wait. The Penguin. If the Penguin counts,
Penguin.
The Penguin. Penguin was fantastic. I love that show.
I think nothing after Penguin.
The balls they had to commit to the last 3 episodes of Penguin and go as dark as they did. I love them for it. It's just good shit.
I still gotta watch the Penguin.
You've never seen it?
No,
it's really
I just
good,
yeah.
Penguin is excellent. Like it's like an 8-9 out of 10 almost.
Everyone's gassing it up. Like I'm setting myself up to not like it because of how highly everyone speaks.
Okay, no, it's a 6. It's a 6. It's all right. It's all right. Well, no, okay. Did you like Joker?
The first Joker, yeah.
Don't even vex. Vex. Come on, lady. If you like Joker, I think you'll like Penguin in terms of like the maturity.
Oh,
they
the tone.
The tone and the maturity. Penguin.
All right.
Like I said, how dark they got in like a villain who's actually a villain. Like the finale of Penguin, it was like, whoa, wow, that's dark but fantastic. Like I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah, some people in the chat are saying Spider Noir. Has anyone on the panel seen Spider Noir?
Not yet, no.
No.
No, me neither. I stopped at the first episode. I didn't have time to continue.
I don't even really know what it is. A show, a movie?
It's an Amazon show.
The one where Nicolas Cage plays Spider-Man. Well, his live-action version from the Into the Spider-Verse movie.
Huh.
So it's Nicolas Cage in the 1940s or 1950s
that
New
could
York
be cool
as Spider-Man. So yeah, it's a one and done season. It came out not too long ago. And the people in the chat are saying Invincible, but like Invincible really dips in quality, man. Season 1 is good. The rest just
even then, like season 1 is good, but it's not great. Like there's still issues in season 1.
That's being generous. It's like you missed our discussion on House of the Dragon, but the conclusion is
I was here for that whole combo.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Just quiet. I definitely contribute.
Massive mixed bag where Invincible was like. Everything with Omni-Man and the whole organization and whatnot, the world building was awesome. Everything with Invincible and Amber and his fucking gay best friend,
stupid,
cringe. It's like literally 50-50. Great to terrible. It's such a it's almost like the difference between the main plot for Squid Game and the fucking police cop that we're like, oh fuck this asshole again. Great. The stupid plot line that goes nowhere. It's almost that type of 50-50 distinction in quality.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I think we need to get more non universe superhero movies back, man. I mean, we used to have shit like Jumper and Chronicle. Chronicle is a banger.
Platoon.
I want another
fucking watch
Kick-Ass.
Chronicle. God damn it.
Yeah, Kick-Ass too. Yeah,
And we all peer pressure this dude. Chronicle is awesome, is it not, chat? What say you?
it is, man. And Platoon
Yeah.
Chronicle isn't too long. I think it's like an hour 20 or an hour 30, and that's pretty much
And
it.
it'd be
Yeah,
so
we'll
refreshing to
get
watch a
around to it.
superhero movie that isn't DC or Marvel. It's
Mhm.
definitely one a must watch for you. I think you'll come back and be like, okay, I see why you said this.
Yeah, I'll definitely
Alright,
check it out.
Mhm.
Let me just bring up this last one, and then we can move on. Just so F's in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. So, of course, the actress who played in Lilo and Stitch, she passed away this week, sadly. So, hopefully, she rested in peace. And yeah,
Bro, did you see where she was living when she died?
yeah, I saw,
She's
man.
fucking living on Skid Row.
I saw. Really
rough.
tough, man. Yeah, really rough.
35. 35.
Really rough to see, man. So yeah, I hope she finally gets the peace that she deserves, and so that she
Mhm.
rests easy, man. Honestly, and so yeah, I think that is it. And just before we move on to the supers, I wanted to give you guys some info. Jurassic World Dominion is officially the highest budget of all time, with $465 million, ladies and gentlemen.
Beat out
So-
TFA.
Yep.
Yep.
And what a
One-
terrific movie we got.
It's my pick for the shittiest movie that didn't get picked on as one of the shittiest movies at the time enough. Like, it's iconically bad. Like, the Locust is, people seem to just remember that as one cringe part. The whole movie is a disaster.
Yes.
Alan Grant's character is
Mhm.
vaporized. Like, they don't he doesn't remember the character he was in Jurassic Park 3 and 1 doesn't exist. He's some idiot old man.
He
Look at
gets
the
cucked.
dinosaur. No,
He
doesn't
gets
just get
cucked in
cucked.
Dominion.
He gets brain wiped and then cucked. You got to be very
Crazy.
specific at this point.
Oh, my bad. I even said the wrong number. It's not 400 million. The actual budget was 658 million
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
after the tax cut.
after tax. Yep. So just goes to show you how much these motherfuckers are lying with their budgets, man.
Where'd the money go? What
I-
did
I-
they do?
Pizza parties. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
There was one cool looking dinosaur, the deer slapper, the one with the blind one. I can't remember. The
Yeah,
freaking
the
name.
dinosaur that didn't exist in any other Jurassic Park.
Yeah, he just
Yep.
rolled up. Oh God.
That's my favorite issue with all of these movies is that they keep introducing dinosaurs, even though there was really only like one lab for dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah,
They
but
didn't-
no. They explained that in Rebirth. InGen had entire other labs where they
Yeah,
created
yeah.
genetic mutant
It's just
dinosaurs
fucking
because
bullshit.
people they knew well in advance that people would find dinosaurs boring, so they decided to crossbreed raptors and T-Rexes for some reason.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Every single movie just invents a new island that had more.
Yeah, it's
dinosaurs.
crazy,
Yeah.
man.
Evla,
It's
Nubla,
so
Evla. So shut up. Hammond, how much money you think Hammond had, bro? Like, come on. It's such a stupid thing. But
Oh man.
all this oversaturation of dinosaurs sucks because it makes people think that's all this series ever had to offer. And the 1st movie is a genuinely fantastic film that has something
Yeah.
to say. And you
Fantastic
wouldn't
film,
believe it if
fantastic
you've only
book.
seen the dinosaur slop. It sucks.
Mhm.
Because like Jaws, people can appreciate the first Jaws so much more than these because the other ones aren't popular and we're not on like Jaws 17, thank God. So
I
you
like
look
Jaws
back and
4,
appreciate you appreciate the original so much more now when it's not tainted with shit. I think The Thing falls under that as well too. When you don't have a million sequels just tainting it.
Mm.
You don't have to think about Alien Resurrection when you're rewatching Aliens.
Oh yeah. Yep. It's true. Yeah. Oh man.
I
Yeah, I
guess
guess
that kind of
Platoon,
wraps us
you
up.
can take over for the rest.
Yes, we shall move on to the supers for the day. TGV Monster for $2. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you as well, sir.
Happy Monday.
TGV Monster follows up. I notice from most British cop drama that all cops are haggard, fat Karens. Those women aren't taking anyone down. You could outrun most of them. I think TV cop dramas actually give you the best version of British police. You should see the real ones. They are worse in every way. And you can indeed outrun most of them. Mr. Mark Hoffman says, for $5, Toy Story has been totally milked dry. There is nothing but blood and pus coming out of
Ooh.
that udder, and the cow
Yeah,
needs
that
to
hit-
be old
ooh.
yellow. That's an image, but it's an accurate one.
Well put, but ooh.
Oh, don't worry, dude. The cow will die. They'll fucking resurrect it like Frankenstein, and they'll milk it again. Ugh.
TGV Monster, House of the Dragon proves women should not be in charge.
Not
Agreed.
that one. Like, not that one for sure.
Hold on,
Holy
quick question.
But Game of Thrones proves that too, man. Pay attention. It's this whole universe. They're all retarded.
Okay, apparently I joined the stream at an interesting moment.
It was like the most perfect timing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like women ruin everything. Burn them and then pop. You just summon.
Oh,
You'll never be able to understand how perfect that timing was. It was just magic. You have to watch it back. You'll definitely get
okay.
Mr. Mark Hoffman follows up with $5. If the toys are a metaphor for parenthood, then Woody becomes a black father in Toy Story 4.
Jesus Christ.
I'll take your word for that. Listen,
go watch Small Soldiers, man. It's a good
that's a
funny
good
movie.
film.
That's a fun movie, man.
Yeah, I've not seen that in
movie,
years.
man.
Hemorrhoid Hurts for 10 asses. House of the Dragon, Season 3, Episode 1 is Starfleet Academy next level shite. They are all emotional dumb fucks. Dragons are weak as piss. Why not throw a harpoon on a cart in a land battle? They are fucking crack shots. I'm out. Yeah, I mean, they are very easy. The only half counter, and it's barely even a half counter, is that they are young dragons.
Yeah, the inexperience. Like the scale arguments, I'm cool with that. I like the idea that they're going to be more hard. Like Vagar would have laughed at that. They wouldn't have been anything. But come on, you have a fucking dragon. I don't care how old it is. It's a dragon. They should have better tactics than that. The amount of training that the Targaryens get from High Valyrian to dragon riding, is frustrating. And in addition to like, there was 3 dragons on standby during this entire scene that we were describing. So there's so many reasons why they shouldn't have been the one to go out. And it was, yeah, man, it was comically stupid. And I'm tired of seeing dragons. They're supposed to be nukes. They're supposed to be one of the most strongest forces in this entire universe. And then when they need them to be, they're just complete goobers that get one shot. It's so stupid. And you had that once in Game of Thrones. I'm traumatized to this day seeing fucking Viserion get fucking one shot. Like, what are you doing? This dragon's been around since season 1.
3-shotted.
He was done from the first one, and they put 2 more just to be cruel. And we had to watch a dragon.
Accurate.
Oh my fucking! They warned her. The bitch. She's so fucking stupid.
And then
make me think about that.
The other one, which the Night King takes out, and it's
what?
I've got that scene etched in my mind. It's just to remind everyone, Night King, he's watching. There's 2 dragons. One of them has all the heroes on it, and the other one doesn't. And he pulls back his arm to throw a spear, and the camera pans from the one he should be throwing it at to the one he shouldn't be throwing it at, and then he lobs the spear at the wrong fucking dragon.
And he one-shots it too.
He does.
God. It's so fucking frustrating. They needed to nerf Daenerys as much as possible, and in order to, they're trying to make her go insane, and they had like 3 episodes to do it. So what do? Let's kill both our dragons. Let's kill her best friend, and let's kill her advisor, and then that could justify her going insane. Even though this bitch has already lost her children, her husband, starved in the dead. She's been through all this shit already. She has suffered. She has been hard as fuck at this point. None of this shit faze her. But instead, she just goes nuts to the point where she's burning children and doesn't even achieve her main goal that she's been trying to do since season 1. It's fucking the worst character assassination of all time. No one is stopping Daenerys until like we all turn to dust.
It's still time for Rhaenyra, although because she was never good. I think that's the problem. Wondergirl for $10. I think Tail Foundry said it best. Children aren't stupid, they just lack context. And I add that if we never give them context, concepts, and ideas, then they become stupid. Yes, I mean, just look at the terrible state of many modern adults who grew up watching shit media. And now they're the ones who turn around and say it's for kids, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, we need better stuff for children. It's an old argument, but it's still true.
Aren't kids the future? Why do you have so little faith in their ability?
We have no future, Brooks. What are you talking about? We're all doomed. Joey Bag of Donuts for $1.99. Brooks, Warner Brothers has the live-action rights to Attack on Titan.
Should I just jump off my balcony, double barrel, backflip? Because what the hell? Why was I not just making that point earlier where there's just the freedom that you have with animation just isn't going to be able to transfer to live action no matter if you have all the billions of dollars in the world. to be able to
for a
portray
few years too. Like they've been sitting on that for a while.
Haven't you guys seen the live action movies already? There's 2 of them, man.
The Japanese ones, yeah.
I've been not touching that with a 10.
They're awful. Don't watch it.
Terrible. They're
But just
terrible,
think
Brooks.
of
But just look at it.
like the Ackermans, the way they the tech that they use. I appreciate that they showed them having years of training, but let's be honest, those motherfuckers are flying around at the point.
Man,
You just you can't
Levi
portray that.
running around. That's like
Season 3 Levi, you they're like fuck gravity, and we're all just like, yo, who cares? It's Levi. It's just you just kind of give him a pass, but that only works with animation.
You could never do Levi versus Kenny in live action, man. Levi versus Kenny in live action would never work in a million years.
Never. Bro, in an anime, it's badass.
Yeah, you can't even do the fight that ends
Titan.
season 3.
Like, how do you do that? Imagine that. Trying to do the intricate movements of like that scene is actually terrifying because it's one of the best portrayals of a giant that's actually mobile. You know, like when she's like swinging people around and like tossing them, it's fucking because when you think of giants, you think of them so slow and clunky, like with the Titans and whatnot. And that scene just flips the show on its fucking head because it's like, holy shit, she's actually like got technique and she's gigantic, dodging shit and slamming people into the ground. You can't do that in live action and have the same effect. You just can't.
It's interesting because the only instance where I've seen giants actually move quick in live action was I don't know if you guys remember this, but Jack the Giant Slayer back in like
that's
2012.
The only one. But yeah, but he's still kind of clunky. He's not like Annie, where like she's using like martial arts techniques while she's fucking like enormous, you know?
Yeah, it's just running. Yeah, it's kind of that. It's just to show you the actual like speed.
Yes, and that's why. I like the clear distinction between Titans as a creature and giants. They're not giants; they're Titans. And yeah, all the rules around them are actually very interesting. But main point, you can't get that on the live stream. You can't pull it off.
Never.
Big T for $4.99. Uninspired, is One Punch Man Season 3 good with its PNG animation? Also to the panel, it's seen them, which is better, Game of Thrones Season 1, House of the Dragon Season 1, or Night of the Seven Kingdoms Season 1? Is One Punch Man Season 3 good with its PNG animation?
Fuck to the no, dude. One Punch Man is disappointing as fuck after Season 1. I don't know what the hell they've been cooking. I mean, the studio was basically gone to, I think it was Bandai Namco that took it over, but they don't know jack shit about animation. So the issue is that they kind of fucked up with Season 2, and then Season 3 is even worse. And plus, the worst part is like it's literally the best arc in One Punch Man where they go. I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't read the manga, but like it's literally the arc where you have Garou going fucking all out, Saitama going all out. You know, everyone is literally like. It has so much tension and build. Like, just go read the manga. Manga is beautifully done. It's on the same level as Berserk when it comes to the drawings. Fantastic. Yusuke Murata does a genuinely incredible job. And that's why I think chapters sometimes take 2-3 weeks, even 1 month to come out. So really, really just go and read the manga. Watch the first season. I think everyone should watch the first season of One Punch Man if you like anime. And then just go directly into the manga. That's it.
You should watch Season 1 of One Punch Man if you just want good superhero media as well.
Yeah. Very good dissection of the superhero dilemma in a very funny way. And it just continues progressively. I mean, the manga, fantastic, man. Really, really fantastic. They finally released a fucking new chapter, dude. I've been waiting for a while. They also released a new chapter of Berserk. Last one was in September. Can you imagine that? So, like, yeah. Just go check out One Punch Man, the manga. And in terms of
the Game of Thrones one.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
All 3 first seasons are fantastic, but House of the Dragon has to be on the bottom because it has one bad episode, episode 9.
Yes.
Game of Thrones is dealing with, you get a more complete story than A Night of the Seven Kingdom, but it's actually still close because the quality in like Night of the Seven Kingdoms is like damn near perfect. But I'd still have to say Season 1 of Game of Thrones because you're playing with more elements, more characters, and you get more of a complete story.
Yeah, the ceiling is higher for Game of Thrones, I think, than that. So Night of the Seven Kingdoms is perfect, but smaller scale. It's in a way, I mean, you don't want to say it's easier to do because it's true, but you don't want to dismiss it as easy. It's still really difficult to do that. But yeah, like you say, less variable.
It takes talent. Sorry to interrupt. It takes talent to make something so simple so effective. So I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd probably agree. Game of Thrones Season 1, then Night of the Seven Kingdoms, then House of the Dragon.
Yes.
All three very good first seasons there.
Yeah, fantastic, man. I think the progression of House of the Dragon to change, the status quo on each episode, it takes a lot of talent to do so.
Oh my God, House of the Dragons. For people who don't know, season 1 spans over like 20 something years. I can't even remember because if you're counting from Jaehaerys' council, and then there's the 3-year skip, and then there's the 10-year skip, if I remember correctly, and it's fucking seamless. It's the greatest transition in terms of like going over years and years I've ever seen.
Captain Bucky here for £10. House of the Dragon is dated nihilistic storytelling full of edgelord moron characters. It's 2026. We have Amaze, Get Up Sir Duncan, and Rubber Boy saving his crew by singing to the bloody whale. I don't think House of the Dragon is dated. Yeah, something being... Well, I would not have called it nihilistic. I have a feeling, though, it might end up in that position.
Well, how else could it be? I think we went into this knowing that it was going to be a dark, nihilistic story to some degree.
We're
watching a family get destroyed. Yeah, we went into this watching, okay, this is the Targaryen family, and we know this family gets destroyed. Press play. Let's see what happens. So I don't like looking at it like it's bad because it's nihilistic. We have both. We have one that's dark and fucked up, and we have Get up. We have Sir Duncan the Tall.
Get up, Sir Duncan. Get up.
I love that simple line, get up, is just everyone knows exactly what we're referencing right now. It's just fucking amazing, man. Sir Arlen the Long. I love it. I'm rewatching that shit this week.
Yeah, and it's set in direct continuity, obviously. To understand the position of the Targaryens in the Seven Kingdoms, you kind of need to understand what's happening in House of the Dragon. There's room for more optimistic stuff even within that story, and the book has a bit more of it, but it's a more tragic part of Westerosi history, this. I mean, it's obviously going to be a bit darker, but you can do really cool stuff with nihilism if you really commit to it as well. There's nothing inherently dated about doing that any more than there's anything inherently modern about being positive and optimistic. Like, that kind of thing will get old really quickly if you aren't clever with it. Like, Get Up Sir Duncan isn't good just because it's optimistic. It's good because it's part of a really, really well-written stuff, which, bear in mind, the guy who, a couple of episodes later, who dies, kind of sets up the descent of the Targaryens to the Mad King and then their ultimate extinction as a bloodline. So there's a whole bunch of bleak stuff that you can infer from Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's a really rich universe with multiple layers to it.
It's the perfect introductory one because you don't need to know anything, but you're going to want to know more about Targaryens, about like all the other factions, the world itself. And you watch this show, I'm like, what do you mean there's dragons in this world? Like, you could watch that and you don't even think about all that, but it's in the same world. And it's 80 years before Game of Thrones. And how many years after Hot D? I can't remember exactly. It's in the middle of them.
Yeah. Is it 100 years after? It might be
something like that. But it works. It just works. It works shockingly well.
Sty Games for £5 Canadian. Platty, this Suppercat is green because it matches the color of your Xbox One, which you must play Lord of the Ring on. Also, Final Fantasy VII Remake is abysmal. Oh, I'm not sorry to hear that. I've never played a Final Fantasy game. Has anyone here played that?
No. I played some when I was younger, and I just don't like the franchise at all. I think it's kind of
never got into them.
Fair enough.
I think Sephiroth is really cool, though. I don't know a thing about him, though. I just like poking people with him in Smash. Yes.
Maritime Rodent for 10 Canadian. Thanks for the recommendation about Witch Hat Atelier.
Fuck Harry Potter. Like, just fuck that. This is so much cooler, and I like the rules. I like the like how committed they are to explaining every little detail. I hope they can stay consistent with it. But so far, it's extremely impressive, and all the payoff. Like, when you can get to a point where they can do something casual in a show with a magic ability, and it's completely still stays grounded and realistic because of how much groundwork they've put in with the format, it's, I don't know, super satisfying. And I have a feeling the show's gonna get better because they've been hinting at it darker. It's a young girl learning to be a witch so she could save her mom after accidentally trapping her mom in a spell. But they're hinting at a much darker element throughout the show. So I just think it's an easy recommend for anyone who wants a fresh new anime. Cool concept.
Is there only one season for now?
Yeah, it's not in the middle of the first season. And
cool.
We were talking about gorgeous animation, and I was just trying to point out, like, that is gorgeous, but I didn't really appreciate it until the story hooked me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sty Games for 2 Canadian. You've got a friend in me, Soldier Toy.
You've got a friend in me.
Stupid song.
Dude, I actually put the song in my Hulk video, but like a Japanese version. So maybe you guys can spot that Easter egg.
Just a meme.
Oh, of course.
Maritime Rodent gifted 20 Little Platoon memberships. Thank you very much, and welcome to those new members. Sly Games for 5 Canadian. Worst part of Toy Story 5 is when Lily begged to Buzz, I'll consume your schlang. You want me to eat your store tag? I'll eat your store tag on live TV. It's going to be the meme that the boys is remembered for forever.
Oh, wait, Platoon. I have to do this. Just I want to make sure we cover everything. Sorry to interrupt. We didn't cover that cringe line for Renero about like, I'm a feeble body of a woman, but I have the strength of a king. What the fuck was that? What was that all about?
I don't. Isn't she? That sounds like something I remember in. It's not Elizabeth, is it? The one with is it Kate Blanchett plays Elizabeth I? It sounds like she's like actually cribbing a line from an actual real life history thing, which is you generally should avoid doing. And then it just makes it seem pathetic. So but then she's horrible, and I dislike Rhaenyra immensely, so I don't really care.
It sucks.
Sly Games, part 1 of 2 of 5 Canadian. Funny story. In an interview for House of the Dragon Season 1, Matt Smith was asked if he knew of the It's Morbin Time thing and was told it's from Morbius. He said he didn't remember if that was a line from the movie. It's funny, but also sad that he doesn't remember his time filming the greatest movie. I know.
Plus, he did look like he had a good time on the set, man. He was just dancing and having fun.
He's such a good actor. He deserves to be in better things. Mechator, whatever, one of those. For €5.
Sorry.
What?
I'm trying to. I don't. No, carry on.
You good, bro?
Yes.
The dragons are getting nerfed. Someone ain't going to be happy with the storming of the dragon pit by the small folk. Well, I mean, we don't know that we're going to get that, so it's a spoiler if we are going to get that.
That's what I was trying to do. Avoid spoilers.
It's
wait a minute.
It's also, again, like, very young, very small dragons are weak, and those are the principal ones, as I recall correctly. If I recall correctly, the only ones in the dragon pit at that time. There's I think I can't remember how many bigger ones. Most of them are the really, really small baby ones, from what I remember of that book. So it's a little bit less like if the small folks stormed to the dragon pit, and in the dragon pit was Vhagar and fucking Viserion and fucking all the biggest dragons in Westeros, that would be absurd.
Yeah, that's just not happening. It would have to be
the show will have the show will have to pick
just Vermithor down there. What are they gonna do? Freaking sea smoke would body half of Westeros. So it's just
But also part of the thing with that is that it's an unnatural place for them. That's why they all grow so small and stunted once they're confined to it. So like, you nerf them by locking them in a building in the first place. It's kind of a more acceptable way of nerfing them. It's less acceptable when they're in mid-flight and they're just being taken down by grapples. But
we know that Vhagar is the largest, and then Vermithor. Where does Sheepstealer rank?
It's upper mid-range. I can't remember exactly. It's slightly bigger than the two that Jace and what's the name of Raiden.
Yeah, Vermax and Moondance are pretty small. Have we seen Sunfire yet? Or Dreamfire?
I can't remember at this point. No, maybe. Wait, who is this Dreamfire?
Dreamfire is Helena's dragon. Sunfire is the one that died in Rook's
I think I was thinking of Sunfire. We have seen that. I don't think we've seen it yet, but I could be wrong. Sly Games for 5 Canadian. Here's a surprisingly true story for you all. Obsession was going to be about an obsessive relationship, but one day Curry Barker turned his TV on and caught a rerun of the Monkey's Paw episode of The Simpsons, and this inspired him to rewrite it into the movie we received. Yes, really. I did not know that.
It's just a fun concept. Like, you can do so many things with the Monkey Paw.
He also drew some inspiration from a Twilight Zone episode that also uses the monkey's paw thing, and Romeo and Juliet for the romance aspects.
Oh, nice.
The Dave L in the chat. Yeah, that's the only scene I could think of where all the dragons were chilling at the funeral. But it's way off in the back where you can't even really tell which one's which.
Yeah.
Platoon, before you pull up the next super chat, let me just answer this. It is nicotine, tobacco, not weed. I'm not getting high on stream because that is just unprofessional. So, suck it, man. I don't know what the fuck to say. If it bothers you that much, dude, I don't know what the fuck to say, dude. It's literally a cigarette, so I don't know what.
Yeah. I didn't know getting high on stream was against TOS.
I don't
I
know.
thought it depends
no
on the
idea.
country you're in all
Maybe.
honesty, because I know it's fine for Canada. Like you can smoke on Twitch and stream.
Yeah, but on
Probably.
Twitch you could be an evil child
Yeah, you
molesting
can
communist and get
murder
away
a
with it.
True.
goat.
Okay, fair, fair.
Sacrifice
fair.
a goat on Twitch. Like you can do anything on that stupid platform.
Indian Kid 23 for $4.99. Platoon, are we feeling only 87% gay again today, or was it more or less? No, it's a fairly consistent 87%. It's plus 5 margin for error, I think. Depends on how drunk I am at the time.
What?
I know it's a thing for Twitter yesterday. I said because the Star Fox remake trailer, I was not expecting all the characters in it to sound so flamingly queer. So I said, like, I'm about 87% gay, and I sound way less gay than all of these characters.
It's insane.
Joey Bagadonis for $4.99. She-Hulk jumped out of her own show through Disney Plus, talked to the showrunner, and changed the ending with Kevin. She did do all of these things, yes.
I forgot.
Oh
What a
yeah, how
great
did we
show.
forget? That one is the one where you almost just want to pretend it didn't happen. So just for in terms of like conversation purposes, it's almost too much. Like, how do you quantify that? Like versus like Loki being the tree of all trees in the center of the universe, or and all the other things that we discussed. You almost can't even process that one.
Sty Games for $2 Canadian. It's time to finalize the Supercats. Well, we have a little way to go yet, but I suppose they are being finalized. Roddy Joe 76 for $10. I'm going to watch and enjoy Supergirl just despite Drinker and Nerdrotic. Immature? Yes, but I don't care. You guys are awesome. But what if it's really
shit?
bad, though?
Yeah.
What's the context here?
What if it's shit, bro?
I think
Doesn't work
they've
that way.
said it's going to be shit. and
But
some
like, are
people
they
just-
harping on it or something? Is that it?
I don't know. I don't think anything more than usual. Not that I've seen, but I guess some
Okay.
people will disagree. But yeah,
When it
and
comes to those two, the contrarians just come out the woodworks, man. They just have to go against
Yeah.
whatever they're saying.
they're in the
It's
unfortunate
old.
position of being by far the most popular people in this sort of sphere of YouTube, I think. So
Right.
it attracts a bunch of ire from people. But you know, well, you do you. I think I would just watch the movie and make my own mind up personally. Sty Games for $2 Canadian. Final Supercat is moi, not you are. Well, not yet. It is not. In fact, no, we have quite a way to go. Fuck. Sty Games for $5 Canadian. They should make a Game of Thrones video game and call it Movie of Thrones.
If I can get a fucking ending, I'll take anything, man. Jesus.
Didn't they do Telltale games for Game of Thrones?
I think they may
did,
have done.
Telltale, and they did those strategic games as well.
There
Let's
you
have
go.
the mobile
Yeah.
ones, like the King's Road, I think, is a mobile game. Joey Baccadonuts for $1.99. Brooks, live action Death Note was a masterpiece.
You're lying.
Which one? Hold on.
Just
Which
a lie.
one?
I don't know which
Any-
version you're talking about.
Any
man.
of them, even the fucking actual Death Note. Sorry, I can't speak. Death Note on Netflix. They changed certain things. I was watching it recently, and they changed one of my favorite lines. It go when Light is having the two girls compete against each other, and he's like, "Fucking hell, women are such unreasonable creatures." And I'm just like, "Yes, yes." And they changed it to, "Women could be so." And he just doesn't say, "I'm like, you pussy-fied Light. What did you do?" I wanted him to commit to that line because it makes sense. He's got his girl and his ex, and he's told them exactly what to do. And because of their stupid jealousy, they're fucking altering the plan, just like women would do. So it fits the scene so much better than what they did. Stupid
It's
Netflix.
crazy that they nailed Ryuk in that movie and the casting for him, and that's
Did
what
they?
they ended up doing.
Oh,
It's Willem
no.
Dafoe.
Mhm.
Oh my god! Yo,
Yeah.
wow, that could work. That could actually work. He is the only one creepy enough to pull off a Ryuk. Ryuk
Yeah.
is like, I love him. I love Ryuk so much. If we're talking about side characters in any piece of media, I fucking love his whole existence. Just the fact that he did it because he was bored. You're like, you're not special, bro, or anything. I just legit threw this here to see what would happen. And when you die, I will fucking take it back. And he's just watching. It's so fucking great, man. I love every single thing about Ryuk. His character, his laugh, his design, his Apple addiction. Like, they just nailed it.
Did you like the Full Metal Alchemist live action or not?
I've never seen any Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh.
I haven't seen that much anime. Is people surprised? I'm just passionate about some of the ones that I have seen. 'Cause
You'd like
they
the
work well.
the Rurouni Kenshin live action. I think that's pretty good. Fuck the creator though, but the live action is pretty enjoyable.
Sty Games for $2 Canadian. Brooks, live action Supercat was me.
Mad lad.
Roddy Joe 76 for $2. I have to go to work. Good night, everyone. Have fun at work, Sarah, if that is possible.
Peace.
Have a good night as well. Yeah.
Joey Bag of Donuts. Ploots, I am an anime suppercat. Does that mean you have like? That's what I was thinking. Over the top fucking anime reactions by schoolgirls with implausibly large tits. Sty Games, you may be Joey, but I am the final suppercat, except of course that you're not. Joey Bag of Donuts, Sty, but you are not the final suppercat yet. No, correct.
Hear cat noises
Sty
anytime
Games.
this happens.
Yes, I am, Joey. Roadkill VT, $2. Which hat took 7 years to make, and it shows.
I'm not
Wow.
surprised. It's fucking
Okay.
gorgeous. I rarely like watch an anime. I'm like, man, this is really pretty. It's like, it's more cutesy of an anime than I would normally watch, especially since 4 of the main characters are like little girls. But the overarching premise that I think could go really dark, and the story and plotline itself, it's just interesting. And yeah, 7 years, I'm not shocked.
Hmm.
The last time I praised animation was Arcane, because I
Oh.
generally don't care. It's got to be impressive for me to point it out.
Even season 2?
No,
No way.
that made me hate animation. I regressed it. Just made me hate life. I was like, what have you done?
Indian Kid 23 for $4.99 Platoon. Final Fantasy X or 10 would be a good choice if you wanted to try one with a good story. Okay. I mean, I assume I don't have to play any of the other ones before then to get into it. That was one of the off-putting things, is that like if you have to play 15 of them before you get to the point, I'm not sure I have time.
Only a few of them are like continuous stories, from what I understand, but it's kind of like Resident Evil, and where not every entry is
No.
necessarily linear. Yeah.
Okay. Sty Games for 2 Canadian. Okay, I'll let Joey be final suppercat just once. That's very kind of you, giving up your throne like that. Indian Kid for $4.99. Have you ever streamed not high? It's boring as fuck.
I mean, I think I've streamed. So since joining BSUP in like December, I've streamed high 3 times, but those were circumstantial because I was coming from a night out. So, and I completely forgot that I had BSUP, and you know, I'm not a quitter, so I was always here. But yeah, but I prefer keeping my mind clear, because if I stream high, I feel like I'm wasting my weed, dude. That's why I smoke cigarettes, and vape cartridges are they're not expensive, but like there's a huge heat wave right now, so I can't be bothered to leave my house at this point.
Yeah,
Weed
fuck that.
works a million times better with movies and video games. Not so much. streams.
Yep, 100%. Yep.
This is a conversation. Yeah. It's you don't want to be numb for that, really.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't want to be
never.
like stumbling over your words and like just kind of slow down. Where that might help you lock in for a video game, but not for a conversation. Hell no.
Mhm,
Yeah.
100%.
You don't want to be like popping gummies like they're Smints before you go on open bar, like someone we know.
Man, I'll always remember that open bar.
Lion Main Man 154 for $4.99. Off topic. A lot of Ridley Scott films are masterpieces. Hannibal rewatch it. It's better than Silence of the Lambs. I don't think I
Huh?
agree with
Where's
that,
Reaper?
but
Where's Reaper to skin this fool? Like, what are you talking about, bro?
That is a
No.
crazy statement.
That's a
yeah.
crazy take, pal.
Is this a
There's
joke?
almost
I
nothing
mean, Hannibal's-
better about Hannibal than
No.
Silence of the Lambs. Like nothing. Name a scene.
But I mean, a lot of Ridley Scott, old Ridley Scott films are very good. Isn't he doing Treasure Island coming up soon with Did I read that right? Doing Treasure Island with not Hugh Jackman. I'm sure I read
That's
somewhere that
something
those two are
big
getting
coming
together.
up. Yeah. Hold on.
Which sounds weird, and I'm not looking forward to that because I think Treasure Island is about as close to like a perfect book as you can get. It's just like for what it is, it does everything exactly as it should.
Doesn't he have the new movie with that tall Jacob Elordi? Doesn't he have that movie coming out at the end of the year?
Maybe.
Oh, I know which one
The
you're
dog,
talking about.
The dog stars or the dog something.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to. And you're right about Treasure Island, by the way, with Hugh Jackman.
Hmm.
Oh wow.
We will see with that one, I think.
The
But
Dog Stars. That's the one that. Yeah. That's coming out this year.
Sly Games lied about letting Joey be the last Sarvacat, but Sly Games has still been supplanted as of yet. Wonder Girl for $2. Final Fantasy games have no continuity, just common motifs. Okay. Eventually, I'll find the time to play one of those, probably. Pot of Greed 420 for 5 asses. Dunk pissed egg. Let me try. Dunk pissed egg lied so much to him, then goes and lies again in their last scene. Little bastard. Also, did you end up selling the boat, Platoon? Oh, the boat was sold a couple of years ago at this point. Yeah.
That little
But
bastard egg.
yeah, egg is fun, but that's important because you have to leave them places to go and journeys to have and growth to undergo in subsequent seasons.
Drama
So
for the
he can't be
future.
totally fixed yet.
They're just perfectly casted. And
Yes.
that word gets thrown around way too much, but that's like perfection. It's just, I don't think there's another two people on the planet that could have done it better, Duncan Egg.
I agree. And finally, at least for now, Sty Games, Supercats over Hannibal. I think that's probably accurate. I haven't seen Hannibal for ages. I don't remember hating it, but it's not.
Nowhere
It's
near.
a passable movie, but it's nowhere near as good as Silence of the Lambs.
I feel like that's the universal take on it. That it was all right, but it's not as good as the first one. Like it's just objectively not.
I liked Red Dragon.
Yeah, I liked Red Dragon.
I liked Hannibal
that.
Rising. I remember the prequel being all right.
I never saw that one.
I don't think I saw that one either.
I remember I either didn't like Red Dragon or didn't watch it. I can't remember, but I remember being surprised that I liked Hannibal Rising. That this even worked in any way.
Does Hopkins come back for Hannibal Rising, or it's someone else?
No, it's a prequel. So it's a young
prequel.
played by
Hannibal Rising, like Hannibal Begins.
I don't know. Maybe they put some makeup on him, or they did the Dexter thing. You know,
the Dexter thing. I'm so glad people know that reference. Just put a hat on him. Fuck it. No makeup, no prep, no mannerisms. Just where's the hat?
the teenage episodes were the best because it was
so
still
funny.
40-year-old Michael C. Hall, but they put a chemo wig on him.
Still suffering from cancer. You can fucking see the chemo on his fucking pores, man. Oh my god.
Starting Nova in the chat talks about the Manhunter movie. Yeah, Manhunter was pretty good, man. It was
Is that the one
first...
with Brian Cox playing Hannibal? Is that the one?
I think so. I don't remember who played Hannibal in that one,
is
but I remember
whole-
liking the movie.
Whole extended
Actually, I can see
universe here,
that.
man. Holy shit.
It's
Yeah, it
4
was the one
books.
with Brian Cox.
The Hannibal
Yeah.
series is part of like 4 novels, so yeah, it's its own universe.
It is. And the TV show with Mads Mikkelsen was also very good. I like that.
I
Season
heard
3 is
that was-
wacky as fuck, but I still enjoyed it. It's a good show. That, though, brings us to the end of this week's program. So thank you to chat for hanging out. We just have to go around and find out what people are doing with their lives before the next time we meet. Uninspired, well done, and thank you for doing the slides. What's coming up for you?
I have the Paranorman video coming out in normally 2.5 weeks, so that'll be that. And then you guys can check out my Ang Lee Hulk video, since we talked about Hulk at the beginning. It's a pretty big, well, to me, it's a pretty big breakdown because that's my longest video. I go into everything in detail, especially the editing, and you guys should check it out. Think you'll enjoy it. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Mr. Brooks, what about you?
Most likely a Supergirl video. We'll see how that goes, but I have to watch it first. I might actually make something on Reyna. I'm really disturbed by how stupid that shit was. And the fact that we have a through line with Cersei, Rhaenys, Daenerys, it's how at some point they have to realize they're trying to like do this feminist aspect while making women be the most horrible monsters in the history of this universe. They've done so much damage that I just don't think the shows ever account for. And I'm not sure, like it's just an idea on the tip of my head right now, but I might do something with it because it's just fucking retarded.
Yes.
And until then, again, high recommendation for my top 5 wasted Marvel movie to refresh for Doomsday. This would be a good time to plug that for sure, because people's brain has just been unplugged to all the damage that's been done over like the last decade with Marvel. That's a good video to like save you rewatching like 17 shows and 10 movies. You know, I summarize a lot of different things, and there's probably going to be a lot of details that you either didn't know or completely forgot. It'd be good to refresh on before all this the MCU stuff comes out this year. So check that out.
You have to tell the writers to watch the video too, because I'm sure that they forgot so much shit.
100%. And it's one of my longest videos too. That's 90 minutes. I go through fucking everybody. So
Vex, when you aren't destroying the world with your womanly ways, what are you doing?
Planning to destroy the world. What do you mean?
Have you blown up
thank you
any
for having
friendly
me.
ships today, Vex?
Sorry I was late, but no, I had an Obsession video drop last week, so you can check that out if you're interested. I'll have a video dropping next weekend. I'm trying to get my channel back on track, and then I discuss movies or shows that I've watched every Sunday morning Eastern Standard Time. So we did Exuma yesterday, and this Sunday we'll be doing Citizen Vigilante, which is unironically Uwe Boll's best movie.
And Vex, you weren't late. You were arrived exactly when you were
Perfect.
needed.
Yeah.
I came when
One of
I was meant to.
Yeah,
There
one
you
of the
go.
most well-timed things that's ever happened on BSUP for sure.
What about you, Platoon?
Yeah, this fucking video is piling up at this point. Mando and Grogu is basically done, so that'll be out at some point this week. Probably a shortish one on Toy Story, and then it's really hard. Like, I have a feeling I'm going to get more and more annoyed by House of the Dragon as the longer I think about it. So that might get a video. I haven't decided yet, but otherwise it'll be Supergirl. So Mando, Toy Story, maybe House of the Dragon, maybe Animal Farm. I still haven't seen that yet, and definitely Supergirl. So plenty of stuff coming up in the works. We have a final Subacat that has come in. This is a wheezy little liar, dude. Well, look, he's let you get the last thing, so technically he's told the truth. That brings us to the end of the show. Thank you everyone for hanging out. We'll be back same time next week, and we will see you then. Have a good one and goodbye.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. It's